And if you read Revelation, explain how the devil influenced the world. Basically, we fight against flesh. The false prophet that was there, that remained spread the devil's word, and the good prophet would die early, like what Charlie Kirk, because he was. If you look up in the world right now and read the 7th, 24, he would say, nation against nation will go to war. And if you look to the world, nation to nation are going to war. They won't care about you. So money means the Bible explains to us: do not have love. You can have that's what the devil. Every death you see right now happen in Christianity is because they had a heart, they had pure heart, they were by God. They need to be removed for something bad, and that's why Jesus. And this is why I warned you guys, brother. You guys have come together. Big 3 years coming, the world's gonna really bad, and nobody's gonna see it. We're not fighting against each other. We're fighting against the ruler of the world. Remember that, guys. We're fighting against the ruler of this world. Revelation warns us the end is everybody will start killing each other. Prophet, the true prophet would die early. The world is literally going to end. If you read Revelation, explain how the devil influenced the world. Basically, we fight against flesh. The false prophet that was there, that will remain spread the devil's word, and the good prophet would die early, like what Charlie Kirk, because he was. If you look up in the world right now and read the 7th.
I don't remember. I do know I had a hoodie on.
Okay. Yesterday you had black hair, short hair. Today it's blonde and long. Which one is your real hair? Or are they both real?
They're wigs.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know that. It's a good week today then. Good afternoon, Miss Almanzar. Do you prefer I call you Miss Almanzar, Cardi B, or it doesn't matter?
I mean, y'all can call me Cardi B.
Okay. You feeling better today?
Maybe.
And I'll need you to speak up, man.
Yeah.
Hard to hear you.
Yeah, a little better.
Your birth date is October 11, 1992?
Yes.
You're left-handed?
Yes.
Are you the firstborn child?
To my mom.
Did you take any medication, drugs, or alcohol that would affect your ability to testify today?
No.
On the date of the incident, did you have black hair, blonde hair, or different color hair?
I quite don't remember. I do know I had a hoodie on.
Okay. Yesterday you had black hair, short hair. Today it's blonde and long. Which one is your real hair? Or are they both real?
They're wigs.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know that. It's a good week today then. Do you have any affiliation at this time with a gang?
Objection, Your Honor. Motion limiting that violates the motion limiting the order.
Sustained, Counsel Univer.
Your fingernails, can you show them to us for all of us to see? How long are those fingernails? Just your best estimate. I want you to take a ruler to it, but if you were to give your estimate, is that Half an inch, 1 inch, 2
I
inch?
think it has to be less than an inch.
And
Way less than an inch.
can you show them to us again? All right. Are they pointy?
These are not, to me, are not pointy. They're like circle, oval,
Okay. Are those your real nails or are they fake nails?
fake nails.
If I wanted you to change them to 3-inch nails, how long would it take for you to do that right now?
Well, it really depends. Like these are like glued on, so they will be a little bit quicker. Sometimes I do acrylic, which could last me on for 2 weeks. I will literally have to take like 2 hours to melt them off if they're acrylically on.
On December 24th, 2018, do you remember going to 8920 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills?
December?
I'm sorry. February 24th of 2018. Do you remember going to 8920 Wilshire Boulevard?
I'm looking through it with a yes or no.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Do you know Dr. Aziz Olai, who's in that building?
No.
Do you know Miss Parsi, who's in that building?
No.
Do you know Brianne Soraya, who's in that building?
No.
Who do you know in that building?
Well, at the time, I went to see Dr. Finke. I had an appointment with him that day. So that's who I went to see that day. Do I personally know him? No.
Okay. When you went to see him, were you seeing him as a friend or as a patient?
As a patient.
Okay. And when you went to see him, it was a Saturday, correct?
Yes.
And you filled out an intake form and you signed some other documents that he would be your treating doctor, correct?
No. For that day, yes.
Yeah.
I don't live in LA. So
I understand. You came all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, correct?
Jersey and Atlanta.
I understand. So when you went to see Dr. Finke on February 24th of 2018, when you went to see him, you went to see him as a patient, correct?
Yes.
And you got medical treatment from him, whether it was for 1 minute or an hour or longer, correct?
Mm-hmm.
How much time did you...
You need to answer yes or no. Then.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
Thank you, Your Honor. How long did you spend with the doctor that day?
I'll say about 25 to 30 minutes. Around that time. Not that much.
And when you were there on that date with Dr. Finke, did he examine you?
Yes, he examined my baby for a little bit.
And what baby was that? What number?
Number 1.
Oh, that was the first child you ever had.
That's my first child, yes.
And you were 25 years old at the time.
Yes.
You're aware that plaintiff was the same age as you at the time?
No.
Assistant.
No.
Besides examination, what did Dr. Finke do for you that day?
Objection.
Assistant. We're not here for her medical care.
Yes, Your Honor. Did you keep Dr. Finke's... Well, strike that. Who referred you to Dr. Finke?
I asked somebody to find me like a very upscale private doctor. So I was like, I need to go to the doctor's like tomorrow. Like I feel so weird. And they were like, we're gonna find somebody. And that's just how it goes.
When you were outside in the hallway, before you entered Dr. Finke's office, did you see this individual, Imani Ellis, in the hallway?
She was waiting for, she was right in front. As soon as the door of the elevator opened, she was waiting, I guess, for the elevator. She was going inside the elevator.
And you were coming outside of the elevator?
Yes.
Do you know approximately what time it was when this occurred?
About, I guess, like in the afternoon, 1 o'clock, around there. Yeah, 1 something.
Have you ever seen Dr. Finke either before or after February 24th of 2018?
No.
When you went to Dr. Finke's office, your security guard drove you there?
Yes.
And his name is Karan Newton?
He was my security guard. Yes.
Did you have more than one?
It depends, but he was just my main one, yes, at the time.
Did he go up with you to the medical appointment?
No, I didn't want him to know that I was going to a OBGYN.
You didn't want your security guard to know that?
No,
Why?
I don't. Well, first, I didn't want people to know that I was pregnant. Second, I was a little like, I don't want a guy that I work with to know I'm going to a vagina doctor.
Okay. Did you trust your security guard?
In certain ways, yes. In certain ways, no. I don't know. Sometimes you just really don't trust everybody in your business. You don't want everybody in your business.
Do you remember what floor you were on when you exited the elevator?
The 5th floor.
At any time did your security guard come into the building after learning about there being some kind of incident in the building?
He was waiting for me, like, not necessarily like inside. He was like waiting for me like by the exit, like by the door. Around there, yeah.
Do you remember the building?
Yes.
Do you remember
Well, I kind of remember, but I do know that he was waiting for me by the door.
And you're talking about the lobby area where you
Yes.
take the stairs up?
Mm-hmm.
So he was inside the building or right outside?
I don't really recall, but he was like, maybe it wasn't the inside, it wasn't the outside, but he wasn't like in, like deep in. He was like waiting for me by the door. And the door, he had it open for me to come out.
All right. So would you consider that your security guard was with you at the time, whether it was upstairs, downstairs? In your mind, would you agree that your security guard was with you at the building? Is that fair? Was your security guard with you in the lobby of the building at 8920 Wilshire Boulevard on February 24, 2018?
In the lobby, yes, when I was exiting. When I was
But
exiting.
He was in the lobby with you,
In the
right?
lobby. I can't say he was with me because we was leaving. He never went upstairs, so.
Okay. Do you know if your security guard, Karan Newton, spoke with Miss Ellis at any time that day?
He did not tell me he spoke to her at all.
Do you know if he did?
He told me he didn't. So I'm
Did
going to
you
go with
ask
his
him?
word. No, because I was like, I told him like what happened upstairs. He was like, should have went upstairs. But he never told me that he spoke or seen her. So I wouldn't know.
You came to this courthouse with another fine gentleman security guard, correct?
Yes.
Objection, relevance.
And when you go to different places with your security guard, if an incident occurs where you're threatened or you're injured or anything happens,
Yes.
aren't they supposed to come help you?
Objection, relevance.
Well,
Why don't we move on?
You don't have to answer. When the incident occurred, did you call your security guard or send him a text message or do anything to let your security guard who was with you know that something happened where you wanted his help?
Objection, argumentative as to with
Overruled.
I told him like, yo, you wouldn't even believe what just happened upstairs. And he was like, what happened? And I practically told him like, I'll tell you later, like when I leave.
Okay.
I'm like, wait for me. But I told him, like, wait for me downstairs, like by the door. And that's what I told him.
If you were in any danger, would you call your security guard, or would you call the police, or would you call both, or do nothing?
I
Listening.
Did you feel that you were in danger on February 24th, 2018, when you were upstairs on the 5th floor?
for like those 50 seconds, yeah. After I went to my appointment and like the argument just passed me, I didn't even mind it anymore. 'Cause
Did your attorney show you a photograph of Dr. Finke to refresh your recollection as to who the doctor was that you saw on that date?
yes,
And you had a different set of attorneys before, in 2022 and 2023. Did they do the same thing?
no, they didn't.
So, do you know what's discovery?
Yes.
What are form interrogatories?
Oh, honey, I don't know what that means.
What is special interrogatory?
I do not know.
What are requests for admissions? You don't know, right? Is that fair? You don't know.
No,
You do know?
no.
Okay. And when your attorney responded to the written discovery on your behalf, did he or she show you the discovery responses? Did they email you a copy of it?
I mean, I will have to see what you're asking me.
I will show it to you. May I approach, Your Honor? To show her the discovery only? Sure. Thank you, Your Honor.
Could you identify, please?
Yes. I will show it to you. So for identification purposes, it is form interrogatories, set 1, dated September 30th of 2022.
You told me that's what it is.
That's what it is?
Sure, I don't think so. No. Whoa.
And I'm going to show you, with the court's permission, the responses which were drafted and served on January 17th of 2023. May I approach, Your Honor? We'll show you these documents as well. So you can take a look at those documents. Do you ever remember receiving these documents from anyone, whether it was your attorney, the attorney's paralegal, a family member, anybody? Did they ever show you these documents when they responded on your behalf?
This one I saw. This one I saw.
Okay. You saw that one?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to go over it with you. On the one that you're on the right, if you can look at 12.1. You see the question, 12.1? It would be, I believe, on the 6th or 7th page. And it will ask if there are any witnesses to this incident.
Yeah. Well, can you
There's not a question. Thank you.
point it to me?
I'm sorry?
Point
Show
it
it
to
to you.
me. Yeah. Sure.
May I approach, Your Honor?
All right.
It's on page 5, under 12.1.
Mm-hmm.
Did your attorney ask you if there were any witnesses to this incident?
Yes.
All right, we're going to avoid attorney-client privilege conversation.
And relevance, Your Honor, this is the discovery issue that the subject.
Not a discovery issue, Your Honor. I'm asking her questions about if there's any witnesses, and it's for impeachment purposes. Okay, and if you look at the response, there's a response there in the 50-page document to your left. May I show it to her, Your Honor?
Go ahead.
Sorry. Can you identify by page and line? I'm not sure
Sure.
what it means by showing it.
I can show it to you first if you'd like.
I just, what do you,
I wanted her to talk about the response.
all right.
That's. These are the questions. May I read the question when I go back to my seat? I'll show you.
It's your direct counsel.
Thank you. So first, I want to ask you if this is your signature on page 47. Is that your signature?
It could be, because if it's like by electronic, that's how I sign. Like,
Okay. And the question that I showed you, 12.1, let's say, you want to read it or you want me to read it to you?
you can read it.
State the name, address, and telephone number of each individual who witnessed the incident. This is A, so paragraph A. Or the events occurring immediately before or after the incident.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the question is.
Yes.
As you sit here today, would you, is it your testimony that Dr. Finke is a witness to the incident?
Absolutely.
He is a witness.
Yes. She knows. She was there.
Is Dr. Finke outside speaking with you?
Outside where?
On February 24th, 2018.
Outside like,
In the hallway.
yes.
He came out of his office?
Yes.
And your response in 12.1, this is what you responded with your attorney's assistance. I won't hold you 100% at fault for it, but question,
Your Honor?
I withdraw,
Assistant.
I apologize. The response is, responding party incorporates by reference the preliminary statement and general objections set forth above, subject to and without waiving the foregoing objections. Responding party responds as follows. Responding party may be contacted through defendant's counsel. Imani Ellis may be contacted through plaintiff's counsel. And then it says, unknown staff / employees at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, including at least 2 such persons who intervened during the incident. Discovery is continuing. Were you at Cedars-Sinai Hospital or Cedars-Sinai Medical Center when this incident occurred?
No.
Okay.
But to my knowledge, Dr. Finke works also for Cedars-Sinai, but we wasn't for Cedars-Sinai.
Is there any reason why your attorney or your prior attorney? Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, we're not going to.
And at the time when you saw Dr. Finke, you knew his name at that time, correct?
I didn't know his name. And for a while, when I was getting asked by lawyers like his name and like the receptionist's name, I didn't know it because I saw him one time. So I kind of like just forgot about him.
But when your attorney asked you for the name for purposes of trial, then you did remember the name.
I didn't remember the name. I told him there was 2 witnesses, the receptionist and the doctor. I told him it was a doctor. My doctor came out at the time, the guy that checked me, and the receptionist. She knows. She was there. He was there.
Who knows?
The plaintiff. She knows.
How do you know she knows?
Because that's who separated. That's who separated and got in between us while we was verbally arguing.
Who got in between you?
The female receptionist, she came out first and she started like telling her like, "You're security, what are you doing?" And then that's when the doctor came out. He was like, "Go to my office." And that's when I just walked away, and that was the last of it.
Okay, and 12.1 question. 12.1 subparagraph D. State the name, address, and telephone number of each individual who you or anyone acting on your behalf claim has knowledge of the incident. You just testified that Karan Newton was downstairs in the lobby on the date of the incident. You also testified that you told him different things about the incident. What is the reason, this is the question, what is the reason you did not disclose Karan Newton's name in discovery?
Because he wasn't upstairs.
And wait for the objection. It's a question.
First, it mischaracterizes the testimony, it's compound, it's irrelevant to the merits of the case.
Sustained.
In written discovery, were you asked to provide the name of your security guard?
Your Honor,
Yeah, but why don't we? I don't know what you're trying to impeach her on, because she hasn't testified to anything yet. You're saying it's impeachment, but you're not impeaching anything.
Did you respond to special interrogatory set 1 through your attorney?
Your Honor,
All right, the court's going to sustain its own 352 objection. Why don't you move on?
Do you consider Karan Newton to be a witness in this case? Objection?
No,
Sustained. Counsel, I need you to move on. This case isn't about discovery. You might want to move on to what it is about.
Is Tierra Malcolm a witness to this case?
Counsel, please.
Do you know of who the witnesses are to
All right,
this?
we're going to take a break, folks. Why don't we take a 10-minute break?
Aside from Karan Newton, was there anybody else who drove with you to the building on February 24th of 2018?
no.
So now I want to take you a little bit through the incident, bring you back in time. Do you agree that an incident occurred on February 24th, 2018?
It was a verbal incident. Verbal.
But it was an incident, correct?
objection, relevance, ambiguous.
Oh,
I don't.
Yeah.
I personally feel like if there's no physical touch, there is no incident. There was a verbal altercation. If you think that that's an incident, a verbal altercation, then it's an incident for you. But we both have different opinions. It's a verbal altercation. She didn't hit me, I didn't hit her. There was no touch. So to me, it wasn't no incident.
Was there spitting?
Absolutely not.
Did you spit on Miss Alice?
No.
Did you call her the N-word?
No.
What is your background? Are you Hispanic, white, something else?
Objection.
My background?
Yes.
what's
Well,
the objection?
Of relevance. And
Sustained.
Would you consider yourself African American?
I consider myself Afro-Caribbean.
Ma'am, you need to give your attorney a second to object. What's your
Oh,
objection?
sorry.
sorry. Relevance, yeah.
Sustained.
Have you ever used the N-word with Miss Amani Ellis?
No.
Did you try to take a swing at her?
No.
When you say there was a verbal altercation,
Yes.
do you know what the word altercation means?
Like a conflict.
Like a fight, right?
It was like a verbal fight, but it didn't get physical at all.
When I'm talking to you now, are we having a verbal altercation?
We having, we'll say, a debate.
And we're debating about whether you assaulted and battered Miss Amani Ellis, correct?
Just no, well, I guess so, but I didn't touch her. She didn't touch me, so.
What proof do you have that you didn't touch her?
Objection, relevance, and also
It's already been sustained.
Do you have any videos of the incident?
No.
Did you try to get videos of the incident?
I asked if there was videos. Like I told them to, like I told my lawyers to check if there was videos, but there's no cameras. I guess there was no cameras.
And when did you ask for that? What year?
I feel like when I got sued, I was like, when I got sued, I was like, oh, I know I didn't touch her. Like it's like look for them cameras because they'll tell you I ain't touch her.
When you went to the building of 8920 Wilshire Boulevard, and you saw Imani Ellis there on the 5th floor, was she wearing her uniform as a security guard?
Yes.
objection.
Okay.
You remember?
8920.
Again, you might want to just take a breath so your attorney can object.
Are you aware that my office is across the street?
No.
Okay. 8920 Wilshire Boulevard. You remember that number? You agree that that's the correct number? The address.
I remember that I went there, but I don't really remember the address and stuff like that. I don't.
Okay. If I show you the building with the number on it, would that help refresh your recollection?
Sure.
I don't have to really waste time if you don't want me to. When you were sitting here throughout the trial, you saw the 22
Yes.
pages I showed, correct?
Yes.
Was that the correct building?
Yes.
Oh, and you remember entering the building, going up some stairs, taking the lobby elevator, and going to the 5th floor, correct?
Yes.
And when you exited, you saw Imani Ellis right there in front of you.
Yes. No. When I exited the elevator,
Okay?
not the building, the elevator.
Correct.
Yes.
On the 5th floor.
Mm-hmm.
And there was 3 elevators there?
I do not remember that.
At least 2 different elevator bays?
I don't remember that. I just remember me getting out the elevator. She was coming in. I was coming out. I could hear her. She was talking on the phone. And she said, oh my God, yo, Cardi B's here. So I kind of speed walk. But I feel her behind me. Then I hear her talking like, oh my God, Cardi B is here. So I turn around and she had her phone. She didn't have it here no more. Now she has it here. And I asked her, yo, why are you recording me? And she clearly looked like the security. She looked like the security guard. She's uniformed down. And I'm like, why are you recording me? Are you security? And she's like, oh my bad. But then I'm walking and I feel her still following me. So like as I'm walking, speed walking, trying to look for the office, I turn around again. I'm like, why are you following me? She's like, because I can. It's like, no, you can't. Why are you following me for? Like, ain't you supposed to be security? And she's like, because I can. It's like, no, you can. And she's like getting closer and closer. Like now she's like in front of me where I can't even like really maneuver. And I'm like, ain't you supposed to be security? Like you grouped out, you're recording me. Now you following me. Like back up. And she's like, I can do what I want. It's like, no, you can. Like you can't do what you want. And that's when we started arguing.
What did you say?
I was like, you can't do what you want. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's like you invading my privacy, and now we're like chest to chest practically. So I keep telling her like, you need to back up. And I'm thinking to myself like, this girl is big. She's big. She got big black boots on, and I'm like, the hell am I gonna do now? She's literally right in my face, like on my chest, and we're arguing. And I keep telling her to back up, but she's not backing up. And we arguing, cursing at each other. I did call her the B word. I did call her. You're in my face. You're screaming in my face. We're like literally screaming at each other. And she kept telling me, like, you gonna leave my building. I'm like, I'm not leaving. Like, how you harassing me? I'm not leaving. Like, you telling me, how you telling me to leave? I came to see a doctor. You following me. You're recording me. I'm just trying to check my cat. You're recording me. And we're arguing. That's when the receptionist came out. She started wilding out, like, this hit me, and I'm like, I did not hit her. I'm looking at her like, girl, I can't even hit you if I want to. You're bigger than me and you're pregnant. And she just started wilding out. Like, out, and he was like, go to my office, and after that, I just walk away. And that's just that.
Are you aware in the city of Beverly Hills, if a security guard tells you to leave the building, which they are security of, you would be required to do that? Do you agree with that?
Objection to relevance.
A security not supposed to.
You don't need it.
Did Miss Imani Ellis tell you that you're causing a disturbance in the building?
No, she was causing a disturbance. She's recording me and following me.
Well, let's talk about that. Are people allowed to record you if they want to in a public place,
Objection.
which would be the building that you were at? Yes or
Objection.
no?
Objection calls for a legal conclusion. Mischaracterizes. Sorry.
Do you know if it's okay for someone to videotape you?
Objection calls for a legal conclusion.
Assistant.
When she videotaped you, or maybe she didn't, what proof do you have that she was videotaping you?
She had her phone went from here to right here, and she said, like, yo, Cardi B, like, I seen her. I turned around and I seen it. I seen it with my own eyes.
Did you ever see the actual video recording of you on her phone? Yes or no?
No.
Could it be possible that she was recording you? She was simply holding her phone in front of you. Is that possible?
Objection.
Yes or no?
Calls for speculation.
Assistant.
What proof do you have that you were being recorded by Imani Ellis on February 24, 2018, aside from what you just told us?
Objection.
Do you have any other proof?
Objection has to be answered.
Assistant.
Isn't it true that you usually wear your nails longer than what they are today?
Sometimes, most of the times, yes, and some of the times, no.
Most of the time, 90% of the time?
Lately, as in so far, I'll say about, in the past year, I'll say about 70.
70% of
Yes.
the time. And when you wear them long, would you agree that they're about 3 inches long?
No, not all the time, no.
2 inches or more?
So
It really depends.
Why don't we focus? She said in the last year. I don't know that how long she has her nails in the last year is relevant to anything.
And when you had them in 2018, you also wore them long at that time too, correct?
I wear them long, but it really depends on the inches.
How long were your nails on February 24th, 2018 when you were at the building speaking or arguing or whatever you were doing with Imani Ellis?
They were 1 inch, they were square, coffin squared, and they had flat rhinestones.
Are rhinestones sharp?
No, not if they're flat. And they weren't 3D, they were flat.
With the nails you have on right now, do you think that these nails are sharper or the ones that you had on the date of the incident? Two, correct?
I wear them long, but it really depends on the inches.
How long were your
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly state that
very important is to correlate somebody's subjective, meaning what she reports, emotional injury claims of injury, with real life day-to-day function as a more objective measure. So in this case, if I accepted Ms. Ellis's reports at face value, particularly with the site testing, she would have profound, off the charts PTSD, profound disabling depression, anxiety, profound disabling physical health conditions. Whereas when I compare that to her real life function, she's had intact relationships with her, loving relationships with her family, which would not be reasonable in the context, particularly of profound PTSD. That she's, in a few months after the altercation and continuing to the present, she's had a job that not only has been higher paying for her, but has been more demanding, requires top, excellent interpersonal skills, how to deal with people, troubled youths, and emotional resilience, and has, per her deposition, performed it well. Again, total mismatch. She also reported to me that since the incident, she's traveled to Hawaii, Las Vegas, Mexico, though she couldn't remember, supposedly, that if she had gone to other places or how many times. And again, even if you look in the psych testing report that was generated, particularly severe PTSD, you don't want to leave your house, you don't want to interact with people, you withdraw from your family, the future looks bleak to you, you don't have a job. These things are completely contrary.
Thank you. No further questions.
All right, Cross.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Alice. Good afternoon, Dr. Rosenberg.
Good afternoon, sir.
I took your deposition on August 5th, and we went over all of your opinions, correct?
We went over all my opinions, but it's very clear that you didn't ask me for all the factors in support of my opinions.
Okay. But I did take your deposition, and took about 2 hours, a little bit less, correct?
Yes, sir. You were extremely polite and professional, which I appreciate.
Thank you, Doctor. So you testified today that you billed $30,000 in this case. Is that often the charges that you bill for the type of case that's litigated and without the time for trial, of course, up until trial? Is that a reasonable amount of billing in a case like this?
I would say in a complex case that spans over years, that's probably true of maybe 25% of my litigation matters that I work on.
Okay. And in addition to the $30,000 that you received, you were also paid $1,800 by my office, correct?
Yes, sir, for my deposition fees.
And for today, you're being paid another $10,000 to prepare and appear here and testify and go back and forth. Is that fair?
I think that's reasonable, yes, sir.
Could it be higher than that amount?
I don't think so. I think that's a reasonable estimate.
So my estimate is about $40,000, correct?
Yes, sir, I think that's very reasonable.
And in the past 29 years, you testified at your deposition, or I can ask you now, isn't it true that in 70 to 80% of cases you testified on behalf of the defense up until recently, correct?
Yes.
And there's a well-known lawyer that we all know, no need to mention names, but recently he's been giving you some more work, so your 70 to 80% has gone down to 60%, correct?
More work on the plaintiff side, that's correct.
And as far as the attorneys, Cardi B had an attorney before Mr. Kossoff and other lawyers. In working with their firm, you worked in 5 other cases with them?
That sounds about right, sir, yes.
And with their new law firm, Davis, Wright, and Tremaine, with Mr. Peterson, Mr. Lamb, and all the other attorneys involved with them, you worked in 15 cases with their office, correct?
Objection. Same facts.
Yes, over the past 20 years or so, that's correct, though I've never worked with these particular attorneys before.
And would you agree that in 90% of cases that you were hired in, you basically remain the expert on the case and you don't withdraw, correct? About 90%.
I apologize, I don't recall a case in which I have withdrawn.
So are you saying that every single time the defense hires you in a case, you remain the expert in that case without giving them an opinion before you testify?
Objection. This states
Is that what you're saying, sir? So, when you were hired by Cardi B's office, by her lawyers, when were you hired approximately?
I believe it was sometime early in 2023.
And when you were hired in 2023, did you ask, well, strike that. Did you examine Imani Ellis in 2023, correct? Or was
Yeah.
it 2024? Sorry.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, sir. I believe it was July 21st of 2023.
Did you ever do any type of examination on Cardi B at any point?
Given that that would be inappropriate since she wasn't the plaintiff with a psychiatric claim, I did not, sir.
Right, but she was involved in some type of altercation, correct?
Objection. Incomplete hypothetical.
I don't think it's relevant. It's not relevant whether she has any damages or not.
And what is your understanding as to what is the basis of this claim? What is Imani Ellis's claim? Why is she here in court?
My understanding is that she felt that she was verbally mistreated by Cardi B, including foul or demeaning language, that Cardi B touched her face with a long fingernail and caused some injury to her face, and that also resulted a month later in Ms. Ellis being fired from her security job.
Okay. Do you know, in psychiatry, do you treat patients that deal with assault and battery?
In my patient care practice, putting aside legal matters,
Yes.
Let me just object for being ambiguous as to deal with.
Do you, I'll strike that. Have you treated patients for injuries related to assault and battery in your career since 1994 as a psychiatrist?
a few hundred times, from very simple to extremely severe injuries.
When you say simple, what is an example? What are you saying to us?
Yes. So by simple, I don't mean to say it's not important or it's not serious to the person, but I mean, for example, let's say somebody being pushed or a hand on a shoulder in an aggressive way or something like that, all the way up to people who are beaten and kicked on the ground with skull fractures and being hit over the head with clubs and pistol whips, a variety of things, stabbed.
And when you treated the various patients, would you treat them more than once? The ones that you're speaking of?
Typically, I mean, again, it depends on the setting. As a medical doctor, I used to spend a lot of time in emergency rooms, so there it might be once. But over the course of my career, overwhelmingly, particularly 22 years in a nonprofit clinic in Van Nuys, I would treat them on a repeated basis. Some of them I would treat for many years, although those tended to be individuals with major mental disorders like bipolar or schizophrenia.
Okay, and if you could just look at the other binder on your left, please.
Pardon me one sec, sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir. Where should I look?
Yes, if we can look at Exhibit 1-003.
I'm there, sir.
At the time of your deposition, had you reviewed this page?
Objection. Beyond the scope of direct.
As best I recall, sir, I had not reviewed this particular page.
Okay. Do you remember in your deposition, I asked you if you'd reviewed all of Miss Imani Ellis's medical bills? You remember that?
I apologize. I vaguely remember that, and I don't remember what my answer was.
Is he designated for medical bills?
No.
Then I don't know why we're going down the track.
Okay. Thank you. If we can go to Exhibit number 2.
I'm at exhibit number 2, sir.
You reviewed the medical records and bills of Dr. McKinsey, correct?
Yes, I haven't done so recently, but I did earlier in this case.
And we went over this together at the time of your deposition, and you expressed that for purposes of workers' compensation, the treatment was reasonable, but maybe for this case it's not. Do you remember testifying to that, Doctor?
Objection beyond the scope of direct and also beyond the scope of this expert testimony.
Do you have his presentation?
It's in the trial.
What's in the mic?
Tab 8.
The objection sustained.
As far as any type of physical injury, isn't it true that you are not giving any type of expert opinion about physical injury, correct?
Aside from her inconsistent reports of whether or not she was actually touched on the face by the fingernail, that's correct, sir. I'm not a plastic surgeon. Other than that, I'm not giving any testimony with regard to physical injuries.
And when she came to your office, did you examine her face to see if she had a scar?
As I do
So
with,
yes or no? I'm sorry.
well, I observed her across the table for several hours. I didn't specifically examine her face
Did you,
from that.
did you have an intention to look for the scar on her face? Yes or no?
Yes.
Did you physically go up to her face and look to see if there was a scar?
No, sir.
Are you giving any opinions about Miss Amani's physical scar on her face, whether she has one now, she had one from this incident, anything to do with her plastic surgery? Giving any of the opinions about that?
Objection, incomplete hypothetical, also beyond the scope. Also recommended.
Okay, and in formulating your opinions, did you review Miss Amani Ellis's medical records?
Yes, sir, and those were extremely important to me, actually.
Okay. And you reviewed the medical records from Nicole McKinsey, is that correct? Is that her? Do you remember that?
I haven't recently, but I have in the past, yes, sir.
You can look at it. Did you review Exhibit 2?
Yes, sometime before my deposition, but I've not looked at them since.
And you reviewed Exhibit 3?
Yes, sometime before my deposition, but not since.
Okay. And you reviewed Exhibit 4? And Exhibit 5?
Let me take a look here. Pardon me one second.
Objection compound.
As best I recall, yes, but not recently.
And in formulating your opinions, did all of these exhibits assist you in your formulating opinions and coming up with your opinions for us today?
The Kaiser records were extremely important because she had several visits and didn't report a single emotional problem, didn't ask for any care related to
Objection,
space.
non-responsive.
So it's a yes or no question. Did you rely on the records in forming your opinions?
Only the Kaiser records.
I didn't ask you about the Kaiser.
Oh, I'm sorry. You asked me about the Kaiser records earlier. You mean just the ones that I'm looking at in the notebook?
I never said the word Kaiser. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess when you said medical records, that's what I was interpreting.
Yeah, I'm talking about the medical records from Dr. McKinsey, a psychologist, the medical records from Dr. Avila, a psychologist, the medical records from Dr. Mulliken, a plastic surgeon, and the medical records from Dr. Norman, pain management doctor. Did you review these records? You testified a moment ago, yes, and the question
Now to our exclusive interview with rap superstar. That would be the one and only Cardi B. Back in 2019, she became the first solo female rapper to win a Grammy Award for Best Rap Album. Her much anticipated new album is called, and I love this title, Am I the Drama? Drops this Friday. Ahead of its release, we sat down with the 32-year-old superstar for a wide-ranging conversation. So we started with some very exciting personal news with her boyfriend, NFL star Stefon Diggs, that she's sharing first and only on CBS Mornings. But I want to start right away with, because the rumors on the streets be talking. Mm-hmm. And so the latest rumor about you is that you are having a baby. Mm-hmm. And I want to know what, if anything, you want to share about that with the class.
Well, yes, I am. I'm having a baby with my boyfriend, Stefon Diggs.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. How are you feeling about that? And that this will be baby number 4 for you, Cardi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm actually I'm excited. I'm happy. I feel like I'm in a good space. I feel very strong. I feel very powerful that I'm doing all this work, but I'm doing all this work while I'm creating a baby. Me and my man, we're very supportive of each other. We're like in the same space in our careers, but like in different,
By that, what do you mean by that same space? That you're both doing well? What do you mean?
You know what it is? That I feel like we're really great and one of the best at what we do. And me and him think the same way. Like, it's like, yeah, we're one of the greatest, but what's next? What we doing again? We do it again. We have to do it again all the time. It's not like we're never like comfortable. We just want to keep doing it. And that's just how we both are.
You have a song on your new album. I can't wait for people to hear the new music, but there's a song called Safe.
Yeah.
Is he somebody that makes you feel safe?
Very safe. In both ways. Physically, I mean, like, you see how big he is.
Yes, I did see, yes.
And he just makes me feel safe and very confident and very, like, strong. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, 2 weeks ago, I was literally having a panic attack. I was, like, crying and crying and crying just because I was just getting really nervous with, the whole album rollout. Mm-hmm. People were coming at me very hard. Sometimes people love you, people hate you. Mm-hmm. And people was just saying very mean things about me. And I'm like, see, this is why I don't put music out, because it's like, this is my art and this is something that I put a lot of love and time to. And it's just like, sometimes, like, it's like when people just rip it apart, it hurts you and it crushes you. And he was just like, girl, you better get it together. And it's like, he makes me feel very confident. I feel like feeling safe is feeling confident, feeling like it's like, you could do it. Mm-hmm. And it makes you feel like you could take over the world.
Well, there was all sorts of speculation. Is she not? Did you decide that you weren't ready to talk about it? What was your thinking there? Why did you think, okay, now I'm going to talk about it?
By the way, now that I talked about it, y'all better get my album. Y'all wanted to know, right? Now y'all know. Now y'all could buy my album so I could buy Pampers and diapers and all that type of stuff. I told ya. Now go support my album, because I'm a mother of 4 now.
Yes.
But no, I just was like, can I just say it on my own time? Like, I'm not hiding.
Yeah, on my own time,
like on my own time.
terms.
Yes, it's like on my own terms. Let me close some deals first. You know what I'm saying? Let me close some deals first. And it's like, you know what? You don't really want to say right away that you're pregnant. Like, it's like, let me see a couple of more sonograms. Let my baby be healthy. And you know what's so crazy? I haven't. Till today, matter of fact, I have to tell them this week before this interview come out. I haven't even told my parents.
No way, Cardi.
I haven't told my parents. They just be looking at me like,
Cardi. Wait. Back up. Why haven't you told them?
Because I'm scared of them. I'm very scared of my parents.
You're scared of your parents?
I'm very scared of my parents.
Do they like
the same way? Like, it's like, yeah, we're one of the greatest, but what's next? What we doing again? We do it again. We have to do it again all the time. It's not like we're never like comfortable. We just want to keep doing it. And that's just how we both are.
You have a song on your new album. I can't wait for people to hear the new music, but there's a song called Safe.
Yeah.
Is he somebody that makes you feel safe?
Very safe.
Star for a wide-ranging conversation. So we started with some very exciting personal news with her boyfriend, NFL star Stefon Diggs, that she's sharing first and only on CBS Mornings. I want to start right away
Yeah.
with, because the rumors on the streets be talking. And so the latest rumor about you is that you are having a baby. And I want to know what, if anything, you want to share about that with the class.
Well, yes, I am. I'm having a baby with my boyfriend, Stefan Diggs.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. How are you feeling about that? And that this will be baby number 4 for you, Cardi.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm actually I'm excited. I'm happy. I feel like I'm in a good space. I feel very strong. I feel very powerful that I'm doing all this work, but I'm doing all this work while I'm creating a baby. Me and my man, we're very supportive of each other. We're like in the same space in our careers, but like in different,
By that, what do you mean by that same space? That you're both doing well? What do you mean?
So OpenAI just released their new GPT-5 Codex model and may actually be the most intelligent model for coding right now. Though intelligence is only part of the puzzle. I put Codex to work in the Chromium codebase. It's over 250,000 files and over 60 gigabytes. Here, I'm going to simulate a scenario when a developer is onboarding into a new codebase. So we're going to give a simple prompt to Codex. Find code that handles when a user uploads a file. It starts by doing a couple ls commands, followed by some keyword grep type searches. It reads a few files and gives an answer. Something about an NTP lens file picker, and for some reason a Japanese dictionary expand file was highlighted. This really doesn't tell me much. Let me show you how Augment Code handles the exact same prompt. It uses context engine code-based searches to search for code that handles file uploads. Finally, it gives a nice step-by-step breakdown of the key file upload flow. This is much easier for me to understand than what Codex gave. If you're a professional software developer working on existing code bases, you need the best code base understanding. You can try Augment Code 7-day free trial at augmentcode.com. We're in VS Code, JetBrains, and in your terminal.
I would say it's like having another producer in the room that knows exactly what your song needs. This is Co-Producer, the fastest way to find samples that fit your track. It listens to your track and pulls in samples that fit the rhythm, harmony, and key automatically. No more scrolling and no more random loops that don't match the vibe. You can ask it to find specific sounds or let it listen to your track and suggest something that could be cool. Plus, you get unlimited access to every sound, so no credits, no pay per download, just drag and drop. Simple. You can audition everything inside your DAW. Stay in flow, stay creating. And the sounds made by actual musicians. Analog processed, crazy good. If your sample workflow feels stuck, this is gonna be the fix. Try Co-Producer free and let your track pick the sounds.
You know what it is? That I feel like we're really great and one of the best at what we do. And me and him think the same way. Like, it's like, yeah, we're one of the greatest, but what's next? What we doing again? We do it again. We have to do it again all the time. It's not like we're never like comfortable. We just want to keep doing it. And that's just how we both are.
You have a song on your new album. I can't wait for people to hear the new music, but there's a song called Safe.
Yeah.
Is he somebody that makes you feel safe?
Very safe. In both ways. Physically, I mean, like, you see how big he is.
Yes, yes, I did see, yes.
And he just makes me feel safe and very confident and very like strong. I mean, like 2 weeks ago, I was literally having a panic attack. I was like crying and crying and crying just because I was just getting really nervous with, the whole album rollout. People were coming at me very hard. Sometimes people love you, people hate you. And people was just saying very mean things about me. And I'm like, see, this is why I don't put music out, because it's like, this is my art and this is something that I put a lot of love and time to. And it's just like, sometimes like, it's like when people just rip it apart, it hurts you and it crushes you. And he was just like, girl, you better get it together. And it's like, he makes me feel very confident. I feel like feeling safe is feeling confident, feeling like it's like, you could do it. And it makes you feel like you could take over the world.
Well, there was all sorts of speculation. Is she not? Did you decide that you weren't ready to talk about it? What was your thinking there? Why did you think, okay, now I'm going to talk about it?
By the way, now that I talked about it, y'all better get my album. Y'all wanted to know, right? Now y'all know. Now y'all could buy my album so I could buy Pampers and diapers and all that type of stuff. I told ya, now go support my album because I'm a mother of 4 now.
Yes.
But no, I just was like, can I just say it on my own time? Like, I'm not hiding.
Yeah, on my own time,
Like on my own time.
terms.
Yes, like it's like on my own terms. Let me close some deals first. You know what I'm saying? Let me close some deals first. And it's like, you know what? You don't really want to say right away that you're pregnant. Like it's like, let me see a couple of more sonograms. Let my baby be healthy. And you know what's so crazy? I haven't till today. Matter of fact, I have to tell them this week before this interview come out. I haven't even told my parents.
No way, Cardi.
I haven't told my parents. They just be looking at me like,
Cardi. Wait. Back up. Why haven't you told them?
Because
Why?
I'm scared of them. I'm very scared of my parents.
You're scared of your parents?
I'm very scared of my parents.
Do they like Stefan? Do they like him?
Yes, they like him.
They like him.
They do like him. They do like him.
Something tells me they'll be happy for you because you have children, he has children. Were you thinking, you know, the way we feel about each other, we both want to have a child together?
Yes. I mean, you know, everybody kept telling me, like, I should have fun.
Yes.
And we had a little bit of too much fun, and now I'm here. We had too much fun. And yeah, we're very excited. We're very
and you're
happy.
both
we talk about it
happy.
all the time.
And you're both happy about it.
Yes, we're very
But
happy.
I'm
about
happy for you to see you this happy because we all know you went through a very messy divorce with Offset. Were you worried about opening your heart up again or falling in love again or even dating again? Were you concerned about that?
Yes. And one thing about like dating, like it's like when you date, you feel like you're like 16 again. And I don't really.
Well, you want to feel like you're 16. You want to meet somebody that makes you feel like that.
Pixel. It all comes together brilliantly. Pick up the Google Pixel 10 family with O2 and save up to £700. Plus, get an extra £200 when you trade in. And roam freely in the EU, up to 25 gig. O2. Essential for living.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform. Describe what you want, and watch it take shape. You can plan, customize, and expand in any direction. From tools built for one, to platforms ready for many. From passion projects to enterprise-grade systems. Everything is built in and ready to launch. It's a new world of creation, where you can go as far as your imagination takes you. Can you imagine it? Let's make your dream a reality, right now.
You do, but then it's like you also remember what you dealt with when you were 16. So it's like restarting
well,
again.
That part, yeah.
Yeah. And being open.
And vulnerable.
And like one time he just told me, like, it's like, let me heal you. Give me a chance for me to heal you. And it's like, okay.
He said, let me heal you? Is the baby, I'm not asking for your due date, but is baby coming this year or next?
It's coming before my tour.
Before your tour? When's your tour?
In February.
Whoa, Cardi.
Yeah.
You're going to go on tour in February?
Yeah.
You ready?
I'm very ready.
Why
Even when I'm pregnant, I'm very, very ready.
Tell me about that.
Because I'm getting my body ready. Like I stretch it out. I stretch. So as soon as I give birth, tour rehearsal starts. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I don't come from weak women.
You don't?
No.
There is nothing weak about you.
No.
Nothing.
It's been 7 years since Cardi B released her debut album, and her fans have been eager for more music.
There was this point in my career, like after WAP, everybody was like, you should drop the album then. But it's like, honey, I had like 6, 7 songs that I don't like those songs. I didn't like them.
So you didn't want to drop it until you were ready and felt good about it?
Yes.
Why do you feel good about this?
I feel like it's complete. I feel like it touched every little thing that I want to touch. And I just feel like it's something that is not out there right now.
I know that she was very anxious to share the news, and I like her point that she wanted to do it in her own time and in her own terms. She's been in public, you've seen her, and there's been a lot of speculation about are you not, who's the father, which she felt was very disrespectful, but she's been wearing she's been wearing a corset. So when you look at her, you think she is, but you aren't quite sure. But let me tell you, the baby bump is really bumping.
The baby bump is real.
The baby bump is really bumping, and she was really glowing. Towards the end of the interview, we went out to continue shooting. Stefan just happened to call to check on her to see how she was doing. Did you eat today? But she said her head is in a really good space, despite all, and she's been through a lot of stuff. She's been through a lot of
publicly
stuff.
too.
Yes, publicly. But, you know, she doesn't shy away from any of it, guys. She doesn't shy away from any of it. She addresses it. We're going to talk about, this is the first time after her court case, which she won, and she had many viral moments in the court case. Yeah. She talks about that, her thinking about that.
She does shy away from telling her parents, though, about this. Yeah. How did that go, that conversation?
I have a feeling that she has told them by now. She also knows the sex of the baby. She's not sharing, whether it's a boy or a girl, but she is really excited, and according to her, so is he.
I can't wait to listen to the album. I liked her first single, Imaginary Players, off of a Jay-Z beat. I'm digging it, so I'm looking forward to seeing what the rest of the album is like.
Cardi talked with us about moving on from a very public and messy breakup and putting her recent legal drama behind her. You were unapologetic, you were unfiltered, and nothing seems to get to you. But I know
That's
that
not
can't
true.
always be the case.
A lot of things get to me.
I was going to say, but I know that can't always be the case.
No.
Tell me.
I mean, a lot of things get to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the type of person to think and be like, what will my daughter think of me? Or what will my mom think of me? Or what will my grandparents think of me? So there's just certain things, like, for example, right? Like, it's like, sometimes I just want to go off the grid, go to the Dominican Republic, go to a Caribbean island, and nobody sees me, nobody talks about me, nobody nothing for like a year. And that's because sometimes it just becomes too much, not the work, but like the criticism. But then it's like, imagine if I come back and people don't accept me anymore and give up all my dreams because of criticism. Imagine one day me telling my daughter, like, it's like, oh, well, I give up because I couldn't take it. That's like me raising her to be weak. Of criticism.
Does the criticism ever get to you? Because you seem to...
Every time.
Does
Every
it? Because,
time.
Cardi, you seem to respond to the criticism and handle the criticism.
Because I have to. Well, I don't have to all the time. I mean, you shouldn't be arguing every single day with somebody that got something to say about you. But if
Who doesn't even know you, Cardi?
Who doesn't even know you. But you can always bottle it inside because that turns you crazy. That's why some celebrities, they do drugs. They start developing mental issues and stuff like that. You have to say it. Let it out. You need to call it, you stupid, broke You will never be me. Are you dumb? Like, I work for this. What you do? Like, you have to say, you have to, it's liberating.
Well, that does make the point.
It's very liberating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's very liberating. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a threat, it's a warning. Be careful with me.
Earlier this month, a jury found Cardi B not liable after deliberating for less than an hour in a California civil trial. A security guard had accused the rapper of assault. Her testimony went viral.
So you're sitting on the stand and you're saying, I'm just going to speak my truth,
Yes.
however it is.
Yes, like, you have to be honest. Like, when the attorney asked me, like, what was you calling her? You cannot sit here and lie and be like, I wasn't calling her no names. That's not the truth.
Did you call her fat?
No, I was calling her a bitch.
I'm Tim Peake. From space, I saw how Earth's natural energy systems work in harmony. Our home, planet Earth, can show us the way. Join me to discover how our oceans can inspire smarter energy use with Eon Next.
I said what I said for real. Like, just don't lie.
And you also made it clear, listen, you came out on the steps and you said, and if anybody else takes me to court,
Yeah.
you made it clear that you're going to fight back.
Yes. So imagine if somebody said that you did something very vulgar to them and you lose so many deals, and then 2-3 years you lost all those deals until you go to court. It just will ruin your reputation automatically. And I just feel like there have to be certain laws for that. But it's like, this will be the last time that somebody sues me and take me to court, and I won't sue back. I'm gonna sue you until your grandkids is paying me, because I'm so tired of this.
And then, Cardi, people said to you, you came out of court
And at the time, there was all the speculation about the pregnancy. A reporter asked you what I did think was a very rude question.
Yeah.
Do you foresee any paternity issues with Stefan Diggs?
Stop. Why do you feel as a man you get to ask me those type of questions? Act like you have some manners.
And you ended up throwing a pen at him. And then they said she just got acquitted for assault. And then she throws a pen. Did you regret throwing the pen?
I threw it at the floor so you could shut the up.
Oh.
I mean, be quiet. Sorry.
Yeah.
I threw it at the floor so you could be quiet. Like, set the tone.
Stop it.
Because you're being disrespectful and you're being very distasteful. Like, you're practically calling me a because I do know who my baby father is. Thank you. And I am so tired of people like associating me with somebody that is from the past. Like, cause I filed for divorce a year ago. That should be very clear. I don't deal with that. I don't mess with that. I don't have no contact with that.
She filed for divorce from rapper Offset in July of 2024. The couple was married for 7 years and have 3 children together. The divorce has not yet been finalized. One of the songs I think is very powerful on your new record, Man of Your Word. The lyrics about that.
Yeah.
7 years, you said, I admit it wasn't all bad. Skeletons in my closet, too. As a wife, I should have realized when you were hurt, but instead I put my music first. But I really do wish you the best. Continue being a winner. If I had one wish, I wish you would have been a man of your word.
Yeah, well, I just wish he was a better person.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
But
be a better person for your kids.
You have the 3 children to raise with him. Do you think you all will be able to co-parent? Is that something you think about or you discuss?
I think like not right now. Not right now. Not right now. I don't really have hate in my heart anymore. I think he has like some type of hate in his heart right now. And I don't know how long that's gonna take. Cause somebody could say it out their mouth, but the action is not. I don't know how long that's gonna take for him, but that's always been my wish. I get along with everybody that I dated. Like, it's like if we all move on, there shouldn't be no animosity. Your life, my life, separate. We should be able to raise kids. We should be able to ask each other questions. We should be able to be like, hey, look what one of the kids just did. Look at this. Look at the report card.
To be able to celebrate your children together.
Yeah, we should be able to celebrate, but it's not about the kids. One thing I'm learning is not about the kids.
What's it about?
I don't know.
What does the level of fame mean to you? How do you think you're handling fame? Because it can be a lot if people are not prepared or ready for it.
Sometimes it's good and sometimes it could really get to you. You have to have a really, and it's sad because some people don't have like the good support system. I have a very good support system from my family to my friends to the people that I work with.
Yeah, who do you trust in your life? Do you have people who will tell you the truth, like you went a little too far, or why did you?
Yes,
you have people
all
like
the time.
That? Okay.
All the time. They'll be like, Cardi. And I'll be like, I know. It's just like, Cardi, why would you do that? Why would you say that? You gotta, all the time. One thing about me that I could say, nobody in my team kisses my ass. Or my friends, or nothing. On every different type of decisions, on my personal and on my career. I don't have that. I don't have people that cuddle me. And I don't want people to cuddle me because I want to be able to see the truth.
That's what I will say about her. She really speaks the truth, her own truth, and she wants to hear the truth. I was touched when she said, I asked her, have you ever thought of therapy? She said, I tried therapy once, but it was very difficult to relate to a therapist who couldn't understand what it's like when people in the thousands are attacking you. Music.
I ordered 200 hand-forged knives to my dorm room and built a Wix website to sell them. I'm Noah Rosen, founder and owner of Forged to Table Knives. Working my way up through the culinary industry, I knew a lot of people that would love an affordable handcrafted knife, so I saw the opportunity and built my own online empire. When someone first gets to forgetotable.com, we want them to have a curated shopping experience. With Wix, the detail and precision we put into crafting every knife went into the website in the same way. At Forged to Table, we're all chefs, so our blog is our creative outlet. With Wix, we're able to provide content and really good recipes that are really delicious while bringing customers into the products. Having a great platform means that we can serve 1,000 customers on the site every day, $1 million in revenue, and I'm just getting started.
Well, the old school way. I do love the song Outside.
You be outside, girl?
Yes, the lyrics to that. Well, let's go wrong for wrong. Let's go lick for lick. If I can handle that, let me see you handle this. So that song became such a song of empowerment and revenge for many people. What was your intention when you released that?
I mean, like, it is what it is. Like, it's like, all right, you won't like it.
Let's go.
If I play.
Because Michelle Obama always says, when they go low, we go high. Is that your philosophy?
No.
No.
When they go low, I take it to hell, where the lava is at. The volcano erupted. That's where I take it. I don't take it high. I take it low.
Where the lava is at.
Hell.
You know,
Hot.
Listen, I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, Michelle, I get the positivity, but sometimes you just gotta take it to hell. Bodega back.
In her new album, Am I the Drama? Cardi B shows off her ability to cross many genres. You're very proud of being Afro-Latina. Talk
Yes.
about what that song means to you.
I like the fact that it's like I'm actually sampling a Dominican merengue song. And a lot of people kept like saying, like, do you have an I like it? Do you have an I like it on the album?
I said I like it like that. I'm a district in the chat.
I don't necessarily have an I like it or like a Spanish record, but I have like something that it gives Bronx drill and it gives Dominican Republic, and it's mixed between. So I love that record.
All right, Cardi B, I want to hang out with you.
You wanna hang out with me?
Yes.
I be outside, Gail.
Cardi B, you could say, has been outside promoting her sophomore release.
Come on, let's go sell them.
And her throwback approach, well, it's gone viral. Coming outside.
Are you ready to come outside?
I'm ready.
When I knock, you open it.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I can do it. I can do it. I'm coming.
Oh, Jesus.
Come outside.
Yeah.
Come outside.
Girl, you took like 30 seconds. I almost died in there.
What do you want me
What
to
up,
do?
y'all? It's your girl, Cardi B. We are out here selling my
Single
CDs
mother
for
selling
$9.99. These are like $30, $4, I don't know.
$30, $40, single
And
mother
these are
selling
$9.99.
CDs.
You gotta make it seem like $9.99 is not a lot of money.
Okay.
It's only $9.99.
Okay, it's only $9.99.
But with $9.99, you could buy a meal. But instead, you could buy my CD.
I heard you say, this is the court edition.
I mean, people love this, so it's like, I'm gonna sell it. My fans were asking for this, so it's like, whatever the hell y'all want, I'm gonna give it to y'all.
Don't walk by, sir.
Support me!
Support her.
I am
Don't walk
going
by.
through some
She's going through some stuff. There you go.
Oh my God, what is that?
Who did
Flex?
that? That does sound like Funk Flex, doesn't it?
You see, we did that.
Yes, we did do that. Okay. Cardi's new music features several superstar collaborations, including a reunion with Selena Gomez. You two
Yes.
seem to have a good rapport. How did you
Yes.
pick her for the
I mean,
for your album?
I just feel like she sounded really lovely for this song, and she's such a delight to work. Like, she's a whole billionaire, and if you call her for something, she's not gonna hesitate, or it's like, oh, well, you hear from her. When you hear from her, she's somewhere in Bali living her best billionaire life.
She comes through.
She
for
comes
you.
through and support.
Cardi B's work ethic is unmatched, and her drive is deeply rooted.
Like, I'm about to have 4 kids, and every single day I wake up early in the morning, I go to sleep late at night promoting this album. My grandma from my father's side, she had 10 kids, in a wooden house, and after she gave birth to her kids, she'll go back in a farm, make cheese, sell mangoes. And my grandmother from my mom's side, she had 13 kids, brought all of them one by one to America, cooking food, cleaning people's houses. So can you imagine me telling one of my grandmas, oh, I'm just so tired. That's why I cannot go get some millions and raise my 4 kids or my 3 kids. Oh, look at me like, girl, you can't be serious. Or my mom. So it's like there shouldn't be no excuse for me neither. There shouldn't be. So that's why I don't even I'm so tired. Sympathy for myself. It's like,
You seem to, Cardi, you seem to figure it out.
I have to. If they figured it out, what's my excuse? There's no excuse.
Let's talk about Cardi as a mom, because you are a plain talker. You are a plain talker. And how are you as a parent to your daughters and to your son?
I'm a fun mom.
Are you fun?
I'm a fun mom. And it's funny because they scared of me and then they're not. And then they're...
Do you feel I have to watch my language when I'm around my children?
No.
No.
No, I don't care. I be cursing. But it's crazy. I curse, but my daughter would never repeat it. I have never heard her say a bad word. Never. But my son, he does it. He does it. He kind of stopped, but sometimes...
Was this a dream you had? Did you want to be famous as a kid? You said, I love in hip hop, you said you knew I had to get away because I wanted to concentrate on my music. Concentrating on your music, what did you want? Did you want this level of fame, or did you just want to perform here and there?
Meet the new Status Pro. Pick up the Google Pixel 10 Pro XL with O2 and save up to £700. Plus, get an extra £200 when you trade in, from under £46 a month. And roam freely in the EU, up to 25 gig. O2, essential for living.
I just wanted to be an artist, but when you're an artist, you don't know that this is what it comes with. I didn't know. I always knew as a kid that I was kind of meant to be famous. Cause like I said, I am the drama. I have so many cousins, and my grandparents, from both sides, used to tell me you're something else. You're something else. As I got older in high school, I'm like, what am I meant to be? Because everybody say I'm gonna be famous one day, but what am I meant to be?
Are you pretty pleased at how it's turned out? I get the impression you're not done, but so far, are you feeling so far so good for Cardi B?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it really be the littlest things. It's when people paint murals in my city, in my town, of me
with your face,
with my face, it's small to some people. Because I do so many big things, but it means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Means a lot to me.
Yeah, cheering you on, man. Cheering you on. I am cheering her on. We want to remind you that her album, Am I the Drama, goes on sale tomorrow. The CEO of Atlantic Records, Elliot Grain, says this about her. Cardi is a vanguard and groundbreaking career artist who continues to push hip-hop and popular music forward to surprising and inspiring ways. There is no one like Cardi. We are fortunate to be in her orbit. And I think a lot of people who meet her, you may think, oh, Cardi B, I don't know, she seems over the top. You meet her and you are so impressed and so in awe of her honesty and her candor and how hard she works.
Yeah.
She's
this
smart.
girl, and she's smart. That's Tony, thank you for pointing it out.
And connected
she
to
is so smart. She knows exactly what she's doing. She says she wants this album to do well. She wants it very badly, and she's doing everything she can to promote it.
I love how connected she is to her grandmothers on both sides. To take an interest in this generation, that generation, and to take lessons from it is a really important
You
thing.
play her small at your own peril. There's a there there with Cardi.
She's rooted in where she's from.
Yes.
Obviously a representative of New York, but then also, like you said, rooted in where her peoples are from, and their story, their history.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Gail, that was awesome.
No, thanks.
3 parts. That was cool.
Thank you. We don't often do 3 parts.
Cardi B is a big deal.
Did you know you're probably getting ripped off when you spend abroad and you might not even know it? With Wise, you could save up to 80% every time you tap compared to major bank cards. Other banks charge phony 0% fees and they hike up the exchange rates without you knowing it.
You're smarter than that. A Wise card works wherever you're heading and there's help if you need it, 24/7, 365. Now we're talking. Be smart, get Wise.
It's a giant duck!
Granny, what's happening?
Just that VO3 credits on Artlist are now worth 2 times more.
I think someone is getting a little bit too excited.
Now on Artlist, your credits are worth twice as much in VO3, so you can generate way more. Go to artlist.io and start creating without limits.
And now to our exclusive interview with the family of Stephen Twitch Boss. He became a household name as a DJ and co-executive producer of The Ellen DeGeneres Show. But he first rose to fame as a dancer, and boy, could he dance. That is how he met his wife, fellow dancer Allison Holker. She's a great dancer, too. The couple were raising 3 children together when he took his own life back in December of 2022. It's what happened after his death, including Allison's recent release of a memoir that has fueled tensions between his widow and his family. We sat down with Stephen's mother, Connie Boss Alexander, and his brother, Jay Rose, after they reached out to us at Connie's home in Arizona. This interview took place right before Allison's book was released. What do you miss most? What do you want us to know about him as his mom, and what do you miss most?
That face.
That face.
Whenever we were apart and we would get back together, the first thing I would say is, oh, there's my face. There's my face.
Most people know Stephen Boss as Twitch, a charismatic dancer and daytime personality. But to Connie Boss Alexander, Stephen was her loving son.
He was kind and caring, you know, and I know that sounds cliche, but he truly was kind and caring and always wanting to make sure you were okay and taking care of you. We're a very affectionate family, so very affectionate. He always kissed me on my forehead. Yeah. You know, I miss that.
Yeah. Connie last texted with Stephen on Monday, December 12th, 2022. She says it was an ordinary conversation. They talked about work and his children's Christmas list. The next morning, Connie says, she got a phone call from his wife, Allison Holker, asking if she had heard from him. Hours later, he was found dead in a hotel room with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Connie's brother, Alan, told her the terrible news.
And I just remember Alan saying, Connie, he's gone.
Mm.
And I just dropped. You can't imagine those words.
I can. Connie says she is still processing Stephen's death and what she says happened next when she flew to California to be with Allison and the children.
The intent was to grieve together, be a family together, because we were a family, we were Boss. And we wanted to be there for her. We were, you know, trying to figure out what we were going to do or what she wanted to do in terms of plans. And then I got a phone call saying, we need you guys to sign non-disclosure agreements. And we were like, why? What's going on? What is this for? And she says, well, somebody in the family has sold a story to a magazine. And we were like, what are you talking about? Who did this? And she said, Granddad. And that's Stephen's grandfather. And now, if you know my dad, he is the most respected, the most integrity. Would never do that. So a magazine did call him, and in the throes of grief, my father answered the phone and they asked him,
questions.
Right, and he's answering.
answered them.
Right, he's answering the questions, and saying we're grieving, we don't know what happened, whatever the answers were. But it was at that point that it became, you guys are doing this. We need you to sign this, and we were like, no, that is not true, and that's kind of where it started. It went,
So that's when the friction
yes,
started,
yes.
asking for the NDA.
It went downhill from there.
You were asked to sign an NDA to go to the funeral?
It became, if you don't sign, you will not be able to see him and you will not be able to participate.
Get a completely free bet builder on any Premier League game this weekend. And use it with Paddy's Super Sub, where your bet rolls over to the player coming on. All subs are super. Don't forget to use Super Sub on your free bet builder with Paddy Power.
Connie says she signed a revised version of the non-disclosure agreement so that she could see her son before he was cremated. In her now-released memoir, Allison Holker expressed concern about pictures of Stephen leaking to the public.
To make me sign a document to see the child that I brought into the world, I can't even put into words what that feels like. And this was a sensational story, so definitely there are going to be people out there who would take advantage of that. So I truly understand that. I guess my issue with it is that we are family. I'm his mother. What did you honestly think I was going to do? His brothers, his grandparents, his uncle, his aunts. What did you think we were going to do?
Now, just over 2 years since Stephen's death, a People magazine article has become a new point of contention. It included details from Allison's book about Stephen's marijuana use, and Allison allegedly finding a, quote, cornucopia of other drugs in the home he shared with her and their 3 children after Stephen passed. And when you read it for the first time and heard it, what did you think? How did you react?
Immediately it was, oh my God. And then it was, this is going to be out there for the kids to see.
The People article also included details about Stephen's private journals, where Allison says he alluded to being sexually abused as a child.
I guess my thought is, first of all, that was his story to tell.
Were you aware that that was even a possible issue for him?
No.
In the People article, she alludes that he may have been, that he seemed to indicate that he had been sexually abused by a trusted male figure in his life.
No.
You were not aware of any of that?
No.
Those details were also a shock to Stephen's younger brother, Dre Rose. So did you know about any of these issues before the People magazine article came out? Cornucopia of drugs, including mushrooms, pills, and other substances, implying that he had a serious drug issue.
I knew that recreationally he's used or tried things. That wasn't a shock to me. This cornucopia of drugs that had to be Googled, we don't even know if we don't know anything to be true.
Finish that sentence. We don't even know if those were his?
Yes, I mean, really, it's hearsay. It's someone else's version. And if that is the truth, there could have been a better way to bring that to the family, and then we discuss, what that meant.
So you wish there would have been a conversation with the family,
yes.
that I found this.
Yeah, Do you know anything about it?
Were you aware of possible sexual abuse in his childhood? You knew nothing about that?
New. That was
so that was a shock to you to hear that?
Yes. It was a shock to me. It was a shock to our father. Because when that comes up, it's like, well, hold on, a male figure in the
male figure,
right?
Yeah.
So now you have our family looking at each other like, well, what happened? And we didn't know anything of that nature.
When we talk about drugs, and she didn't use the word that he was an addict, but she did say that there were a lot of drugs. Couldn't she have known things about him that you two didn't? Mom wouldn't know, you wouldn't know.
It's a possibility. I mean,
the
they were
wife
married.
Often knows more than the family, even as close as the family is. So you don't give her a pass on that she may know things that you all didn't know.
I think
about him.
There are things that she knows that we didn't know, but also know that there are things about him that she didn't know.
Dre, who worked with Steven, says his brother would often confide in him about struggling with issues like imposter syndrome, and together they would come up with ways to tackle his insecurities. He says Steven told him that those conversations were difficult with Allison.
So, in my opinion, our conversation that he had with me, he felt silenced, like he couldn't get it out.
He felt silenced in his own home, you're saying?
Often.
Mm-hmm.
Often. I mean, he loved his wife. He loved those kids.
Yes.
And he would definitely give them his last. But in any situation in which you can't have a conversation and get resolved, it becomes one-sided. And I believe, because you asked about their relationship, I can say that there were many conversations there was no resolve.
Mm-hmm.
But he would always say to me, "This is life. The lights are on. I'll figure it out."
A lot has been made about the NDA, that the family was asked to sign an NDA, to go to the funeral, to have the wake. What is your take about this NDA?
The NDA made my brother's life and experiences pretty much intellectual property.
The family shared a copy of the initial confidentiality agreement, which Dre says was sent by Allison's assistant 3 days after Steven's death. It names Allison Holker, her family, and Steven Boss as beneficiaries, and says that confidential information about their professional or business endeavors, personal lives, and any photographs, films, or videos cannot be disclosed, even in the course of casual discussions to any person or entity. In a revised version of that NDA, the Boss family and Allison's team changed the terms of the agreement from an unlimited time frame to apply only to the information learned between the time of Steven's death and his memorial service.
It was presented to us as, we don't want pictures at the wake and funeral and things of that nature.
That's a fair request.
Two things can be true.
Yeah.
But if you have that in the beginning of the NDA and then in the fine print, it says all these other things that are included, that's the concern.
After the People magazine article was published, members of the Boss family and the public began reacting online. Allison Holker put out a statement in response to that backlash, saying in part that she hoped by sharing the full story, maybe I can help someone else who might see themselves or a loved one in Steven. What do you say to that?
I see no accountability in that statement. I see no accountability in the fact that the family had to find out about these things in the manner that they did. And if that is what you want to convey or share to the public, bringing up someone's journal entries, that's not how you expose it. There could have been, hey, this is my experience and I want to let people know what to look for. Mm-hmm. But to use my brother's name and make it seem like he had this serious addiction problem and his sexual abuse allegation, that could have been true, that could have been true, but that isn't, I don't think that's the reason why my brother isn't here today.
You don't? Why do you think your brother isn't here today?
I think that's a question for Allison.
What are you saying, Dre?
I think she knows more than us because she was there. She knows his last known whereabouts. She knows the last conversation they had.
So the way to heal, because ultimately you want to see your grandchildren and you want to see your nieces and your nephews. So what do you do to heal this?
Paddy Power Games gives you more chances to win.
Or is it? This new technology will rule out more goals than ever before. We call it VA.
This one's clear and obvious. Get a guaranteed win on Paddy's Wonder Wheel this Sunday.
And I'm not even saying it's all on you, but what can be done to heal this?
Extend the offer for a conversation.
Dre?
I feel like we've extended our hand the past 2 years, and there hasn't been consistency.
Extended outside of social media.
Outside, oh yes.
Yeah, outside of social media.
There's many messages and phone calls where we've been left unread or not acknowledged.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it's changed behavior. Like if you make an act that shows kindness, if you embody the spirit that my brother had of kindness and love and light, give that light to his family. You want to help people, help his family heal, because we're going through it as well.
Now, in a statement Connie Boss Alexander sent us after finishing Allison Holker's book, she said in part, "Devastated does not begin to describe my pain. I am blindsided and heartbroken by the cruel, reckless implications in her book, which not only dishonor my son's memory, but also inflict irreparable harm on our grieving family." In a statement to CBS News, Allison Holker says this: "Connie has and will continue to be a positive and loving figure in Allison and Stephen's son, Maddox, and daughter Zaya's lives. From grandparents' day at school to family lunches, ice cream dates, and Stephen's brother Cameron's video game meetups with Maddox. We hope to continue these traditions over the years and work together to keep Stephen's memory alive." Now, when they reach out to me, neither one of us were interested in doing a Let's Bash Allison interview, and I don't think that's what this is. They just really wanted people to know from their side.
They want their truths out, too.
They want their truth out. They're worried about Stephen's legacy. She's only seen her grandchildren twice since Stephen's death over 2 years and 2 months ago. She would like to have more contact. We should point out this, that the autopsy report showed no drugs or alcohol were found in Stephen's system at the time of his death. That was very important. They wanted people to know that. So it's a family in pain, I think, on both sides, and I'm hoping that they can figure out a way that they can come together so that they can heal.
Yeah. They are all dealing
with
the grief and the trauma from what happened.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Because it was a shock.
I do feel for Stephen's family. I do. My heart breaks for them.
Yeah.
And that's his blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really hoping they can find a way to come together and put all this, and there is a lot, as you've just laid out, for the kids, if for nothing else.
Yeah, it's hard to hear that they learned those things in the media the same time we all did.
Difficult sit down, but you did a good job.
Oh, thank you.
Get a completely free bet builder on any Premier League game this weekend. And use it with Paddy's Super Sub, where your bet rolls over to the player coming on. All subs are super. Don't forget to use Super Sub on your free bet builder with Paddy Power.
Good evening and welcome to a program devoted entirely to lefties losing it. And I regret to inform you that the weapon-grade crazy is extra toxic this week because two deranged individuals have come together to spew insane lies. It's lefty losing it Hall of Famer Rosie O'Donnell and former CNN chief White House correspondent Jim Acosta. They are now reduced to this. Let's start with Mad Banshee Rosie's crazy claims about who else but Donald Trump.
He paid $1 billion to Jeffrey Epstein over the time of their friendship. $1 billion. You know, before he brings more troops into Chicago and harasses brown-skinned people, before he breaks more of the Constitution apart, before he starts having people get killed, we have to do something, America.
Yeah.
And it's
I agree.
He agrees. Jim Acosta agrees. What is she suggesting there, Jim? More acts of violence, more riots, more assassination attempts? And let's not forget, Jim Acosta served as CNN's chief White House correspondent for years. But even he flinches here when Rosie calls the US president a pedophile. This is incredible. And Rosie, I hope for your sake, Donald Trump doesn't sue you for this slander, though you richly deserve it.
Wake up.
Yeah.
Wake up. Our president is a serial pedophile rapist, and that's what he is. And in America, you're allowed to have an opinion. You're allowed to say what you think. That's what our country was founded on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, dear Rosie, you are entitled to an opinion, but you're not entitled to spew your sick, delusional fantasies when they involve defamation. There are legal remedies for that. Now to a current CNN anchor, Abby Phillips, who is schooled here about Social Security by Ben Shapiro. This is embarrassing.
When you're talking about, hold on, when you're talking about the government paying, you're talking about Social Security,
Yes.
which is people's money.
Well, it is. Well, it is not the money you paid in. It's
the system that they pay into.
Well, no,
you're calling.
Yes, but believe me, I pay a lot.
I know I pay into Social Security. I don't know about
I promise you,
but...
the amount that people are taking out is not the amount that is going in, which is why we are going bankrupt.
Okay, but it's not the government just handing out a blank check.
No, it's the government borrowing money to pay. Well, you pay
system.
in X dollars, and then you get multiple times X dollars when you retire. That is how the system works. It is not a lockbox.
Now to another former CNN anchor who's now producing their own online content, Don Lemon. Here he is with Democrat beta boy Harry Sisson, and they're coming to save democracy. While we're on Don Lemon, did he put his foot in it with Democrat Sarah McBride, who is a man who identifies as a woman?
This is my car. I'm heading back to Delaware.
It is, dude. Do you have a Hemi in here? What is it?
This is a beautiful Chevy Equinox, American made.
You got a whole closet back there.
Dude, that's a misgender if I ever heard one. Straight to re-education camp for you, Don. And sticking with Don, he is out there trying to save democracy, he calls it, trying to whip up fear about Trump's law and order crackdown. But here a Maryland woman explains what happened to her family because of the lawlessness that's happening in big cities.
My husband was murdered 2 years ago, and nothing was ever done.
Murdered where? At home?
Right out in front of her house.
Sorry.
It was a carjacking gone wrong, and they shot him in his head. Killed him instantly, so. But again, our lovely mayor didn't do nothing.
Did they ever find the perpetrator?
Nope.
So you want to see it?
Yes, I want justice.
You want justice, and you would like to see the troops here in the National Guard?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Poor Don is not having much luck on the street. Here he is in New York City.
How you doing, sir? Good. Can we talk to you? Where are you from? Do you live in New York?
Who are you?
Don Lemon.
You're a moron, dude.
Thank you. So are you.
Yeah, that's very nice of you to say.
Nice to see you.
Except you've never heard anything I've had to say, and I've heard a whole bunch of what you.
I'm glad you watched me.
No, I don't.
Why?
But you just get clipped everywhere.
I know, but why don't you? You said you don't watch me, but yet you know who I am, and I get clipped.
Before I realized that CNN and MSNBC were full of shit, every once in a while I'd see.
What do you watch?
Talking. I watch all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, but why do you say CNN and MSNBC are full of shit?
Because they lie.
But about what? Be
everything.
Specific. What's everything?
Everything.
Now imagine you are in the great outdoors, enjoying the fresh air, enjoying the scenery, taking your dogs for a walk when this happens.
You didn't adopt them. You didn't save their lives. You don't care about them. You don't care about anyone but yourself.
You are crazy, lady.
Get away from me then. Get away from me.
You walked up to me.
Oh dear, all that because that poor guy had purebred dogs. So she was triggered because they weren't adopted, she assumed. Now, if you thought that woman had exhausted her reserves of crazy and indignant rage, well, you'd be wrong. So wrong.
Who are you talking to?
Help me! Help me, please! Please get this guy away from me!
Touch me, I will knock you out. You attack me, I have a right to defend myself.
Okay, listen. Get away from me now. This guy is harassing me. Look at his bred dogs. Look at what an unethical piece of this guy.
That's his mom.
He has to have bred dogs because he has a small penis.
You know, when people act that crazy, act that weird, one assumes that they're on something. Kind of how I felt when I saw this resurfaced vision of California Governor Gavin Newsom.
I've been on a journey like most people, feeling great, feeling stressed, feeling doubtful. The last 2 days, I don't know what it is. I think it's maybe the dust settling after Madison Square Garden. Seeing how that went, kind of a roller coaster. But something's happened the last few days, and I'm telling you, that Des Moines Register poll and young men, where Trump has put so much time and energy and sort of bro culture, popular, everything else, they don't vote at those numbers. And I think suburban women generally, and I think it's reflected perhaps in that poll, there's something going on.
There was something going on, all right. Good Lord, dude, take it easy on the disco treats, as the kids say. Now, somehow we overlook this charmer earlier in the year. Here is a lefty lady losing it because a Christian preacher dared to hold and share views she disagreed with.
You piss me the off. Okay. You don't belong here. This hateful doesn't belong here. And all of y'all that believe this, get your heads on straight. You are reason why we are falling apart as a country.
Gotcha.
And I don't want to hear, oh, do you know the percentage of that happens every fucking day?
Didn't say didn't.
I don't want that.
Doesn't matter. You came to me. We're in a public area.
Okay, so should I break the camera then?
Give me a break.
They always resort to violence or threats of violence, don't they? Let's give this lovely lass another chance, though. I'm sure she can make an argument without resorting to threats and violence. Here she tells a Christian preacher he's not really Christian because he's against abortion.
And I have no problem with Christians that actually act like Christians. That's not acting like
How have I not been acting like a Christian? You've been coming here yelling at me.
You're anti-abortion, for one.
Right.
It has nothing to do with you. Are you a woman?
No, I'm not.
Do you have a...
But
no,
in 2025, I could identify as it. You wouldn't be able to tell me otherwise.
Oh, so you're anti-trans, too?
Says who?
You just told me that.
Anyways, I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna ignore it. You want to go to jail?
Time to check in with Democrat Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, who is, for some reason, dressed like Prince here, and she wants you to know that she is a very serious lawmaker, but she's also ready to throw hands.
I want y'all to know that every day that I walk in those halls, regardless of whatever rhetoric they put out about me, I am a very serious lawmaker. At the same time, if you try me, you will find out. I just want to be clear about that, because I am truly a black woman at the same time.
Here, Jasmine shows us what a serious thinker she is. She says this out loud on television, that law enforcement isn't there to prevent crimes. It's hard to fathom how idiotic this is, but it's Jasmine.
Law enforcement isn't to prevent crime. Law enforcement solves crime, okay? That is what they are supposed to do. They are supposed to solve crimes, not necessarily prevent them from happening, per se.
Now, last night we spoke about the media's shameful silence on a horrific murder in North Carolina because it does not fit their preferred narratives. The brutal murder of a young Ukrainian woman would have never been properly exposed if not for platforms like X. And that has upset the likes of CNN potato Brian Stelter. He appears more horrified by the outrage about this murder than the crime itself.
The energy from pro-Trump activists. They picked up on this video from local news and ran with it. It's a little bit like the times when civil rights groups have raised attention about police-involved shootings. In this case, it is Trump-aligned influencers who are posting up a storm about this case on social media. Really, over the weekend, Elon Musk, Charlie Kirk, other Trump-aligned figures succeeded in making this senseless death a symbol of big city crime. And it's being used, as you said, Brianna, as a political symbol, with MAGA media calling for more forceful punishments and more incarceration. I have to say, some of the replies to Musk, some of the comments around this story are baldly racist, stoking fear of African Americans because this man attacked a white woman. The open racism on sites like X today, it's eye-popping.
And we're going to have some shameful antics from CNN shortly. You will not believe how low they have sunk. But let's start tonight with the leader of the free world facing down demented protesters ruining everyone's dinner. President Trump was at Joe's Stone Crab in DC to enjoy a meal with VP J.D. Vance. Marco Rubio was there, Pete Hegseth.
Thank you. Safe city now. Great job.
But it wasn't long until the usual suspects were ruining everyone's delicious crab meals with their crazed screeching about freeing DC, freeing Palestine, and they were also calling President Trump Hitler. Watch the president walk towards them as they made spectacles of themselves, now international spectacles.
Enjoy your dinner.
Now, here is a hint for the diabolically dumb women in that clip. If Trump was Hitler, if he was a modern-day dictator, you would never be seen again. You think you can scream insults to, I don't know, Xi Jinping or Kim Jong-un? If you did, you'd be in a Labour camp or dead in quick time. Now to a delightful clash between Tucker Carlson and billionaire and dimwit Mark Cuban. Yes, he's both. Unusual combination, I know. Here they are discussing funding for Ukraine.
Half my family is Ukrainian from my grandparents. And so, personally, I think we should help. But I don't have a studied answer for you.
How much money have you sent to Ukraine?
None.
Oh, so what do you mean by we? You're the one whose family's from Ukraine. Like, why don't you send them $1 billion?
Because I'm trying to fix health care.
Why don't you fix their health care if you're like so deep? If you think we need to help, why don't you start? How about you first? Yeah. I notice that's never like even an option for anybody. It's like, we need to help. That's not what charity is. Forcing other people to help is not charity.
Here's the
it's
good
vanity.
news.
Love that. We need more Carlson v. Cuban content in our lives. Now to another clash, but this one was very much one-sided despite the best efforts of MSNBC host Mika Brzezinski. Watch How Borders Are Tom Homan demolishes her ridiculous claims and calls out her earlier misleading coverage of ICE operations.
I see on the show this morning you have Governor Healy talking about ICE doing enforcement operations at a church. False. Didn't happen.
They were parked there. They did not do an operation there. She said they were parked in a public space legally.
But to say that and to push that out there puts fear in the immigrant community. So let me tell you what's happening.
That puts fear in the community. To park the ICE agent's vehicle
they're on a
near
public
a church.
street.
They're
on a public street.
She said
they're on a public street waiting to respond to a criminal alien release pulled aside the road. Let me tell you, in the last couple of days, what's happened in Boston. They've arrested Victor Gomez Perez, a 33-year-old criminal alien from Guatemala, with charges of aggravated rape, assault and battery with dangerous weapon, indecent assault and battery on a victim 14 years or younger. They arrested Kaylee Espinosa, a 33-year-old criminal alien from Colombia, with charges of aggravated assault on a pregnant victim. They arrested Joshua Gonzalez, a 24-year-old criminal alien from Dominican Republic, with charges for trafficking heroin, morphine, opium, resisting police, disorderly conduct, and drug distribution. They also arrested Samuel Armando Barrera, a 20-year-old criminal illegal alien from Guatemala, pending charges for assault and battery on a child. This past year, I've seen innocent Americans raped and murdered by people who are not supposed to be here. So rather than going back and forth and say, well, ICE has got a car parked near a church, that is ridiculous.
Ridiculous indeed, but Mika was not done yet. Having hit rock bottom, she decided to start digging.
I would argue that actually the ICE vehicle parked outside a Spanish mass is a frightening sight given what has happened in this country. I also, with respect, sir, thank you for the information that you have shared on this show, but we would appreciate all of the information. All of it. All of the data that you say you have.
I've done this show several times. Every time on your show, I speak with integrity, I speak with honesty, and I speak with facts. The bottom line is, because of all this false narrative, and you using the term disappearing people,
well,
is
that's
disgusting.
What's happened. That happened to the group that was sent to El Salvador.
She is determined to make a monumental fool of herself by repeating these debunked Democrat talking points. Even some Democrats, the sensible ones, have stopped making these claims, but not Mika and not MSNBC. They are going down with the ship.
Why a lot of these people have been disappeared. You say you have data. We would love to see it. The American people should see this data.
Well, here's the rhetoric again, right? You just meant disappeared. That is a ridiculous thing to say.
Why?
Because ICE is doing the same thing we've done for decades. But because of the last 4 years, ICE wasn't allowed to enforce the law. But we're doing the same thing right now that we did when I started back in 1984. ICE agents are enforcing the laws enacted by Congress.
Now to CNN disgracing itself again by accusing Donald Trump of seizing on the murder of a young Ukrainian woman, a murder they had refused to cover until now.
Ukrainian refugee's murder caught on camera. It is absolutely horrific. Trump is now seizing on this to push his nationwide crackdown.
And it gets worse. Have a listen to what CNN anchor Abby Phillip had to say. She seems to be more mad at Charlie Kirk for bringing attention to this sickening crime than the barbaric thug who killed an innocent woman.
When you are mentally ill, you have a hard time knowing that you are mentally ill. But also, I mean, people like Charlie Kirk, they've been looking for opportunities to make this some sort of like reciprocal George Floyd situation. And that's the part that I think he's almost giving away the game. And it's sad to see a lot of people going along with it.
You know what? almost speechless. Comparing that poor innocent woman to George Floyd is bad enough, but get ready to be truly disgusted. Here is Van Jones.
We don't know why that man did what he did. And for Charlie Kirk to say, we know he did it because she's white, when there's no evidence of that, it's just pure race mongering, hate mongering, it's wrong. Then he says that if something like that had happened the other way, there would be sweeping changes imposed on society. Where is the George Floyd Policing Act? It didn't pass.
Well, no evidence except the killer saying, "I got the white girl," and the fact that he was seated with 5 others around him who he didn't attack, who all happened to be black, but he targeted Irina pretty much as soon as she sat down in front of him. All of this had White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt fuming when she addressed the media earlier today.
Irina Zarutska was stabbed to death on the rail system in Charlotte, North Carolina by a savage career criminal. The most enraging and unacceptable part of this story is that her death was entirely preventable. DeCarlos Brown never should have been on that train that night. In fact, he should have been behind bars. Previously served 5 years in prison for a robbery with a deadly weapon charge, and he had also forfeited bonds 3 different times, twice in 2014 and once in 2023. Despite all of this past documented criminal history, when Brown was arrested yet again in January of this past year, a Democrat judge, who I will add was a strong supporter of former Vice President Kamala Harris, released this insane criminal once again without requiring him to pay any bail. He simply had to sign a written promise to return for his court hearing. Think about how crazy it is to ask a career criminal, someone who by definition repeatedly breaks the law, to just sign a written promise and come back again another day. This is madness.
And Caroline Leavitt had a message for those in the media who had refused to cover this shocking murder.
And perhaps most shamefully of all, the majority of the media, many outlets in this room, decided that her murder was not worth reporting on originally because it does not fit a preferred narrative. Many of the journalists in this room spilled plenty of ink trying to smear Daniel Penny for defending a subway car from a deranged lunatic in New York City, but none of those same reporters lift a finger to write stories about an actual murderer. Here's the truth that every American must know. Too many innocent people across the country continue to pay the price of the failed experiment known as cashless bail.
Tonight's edition of Lefties will feature some of the ugliness, some of the utter depravity that has followed the murder of Charlie Kirk, a thoroughly decent, principled man brutally murdered today, and the soulless ghouls of the left were quick to celebrate.
There are a lot of people that are like, no matter what side of politics you're on, you should never celebrate something bad happening to someone. I, on the other hand, do cheer when bad things happen to bad people.
Charlie Kirk just got shot.
Well, breaking news, folks. Seems somebody just took a shot at one of the Fantafast's favorite 5-mile-wide mouthpieces, Charles Chuckle Kirk.
And sadly, the vile left has not been shy about showcasing their ugliness, their utter callous depravity. This is what leftism does to your mind and soul.
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed. How do you feel?
Happy. Goodbye.
Wow. Did you see that Charlie Kirk just got shot and killed?
That's good.
Wow. That's good. That's good that people are getting shot just off a political view.
Charlie Kirk gets shot and killed today. We're just getting people's opinions. How do you feel about that?
Girl, someone had to do it. And that's how I feel at this point in time. But
I appreciate your honesty. I truly do. So you said someone had to do it.
yes. Try not to get all pulled up into that, but he was a misogynist. He was a disgusting person with disgusting beliefs.
Enough of that trash. Let's look at how the media professionals covered this tragic event, this act of domestic terrorism. Here is MSNBC.
In which a shooting like this happens.
Yeah, and again, to emphasize what you just emphasized, we don't know any of the full details of this. We don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no idea.
Yeah, pretty sure we knew immediately It wasn't that. Charlie Kirk's supporters don't go around shooting their guns in celebration like they're attending some wedding in Iraq. And of course, MSNBC had to engage in victim blaming by calling Charlie divisive.
Charlie Kirk is a divisive figure, polarizing, lightning rod, whatever term you want to use. Why?
Well, he's one of MAGA's most prominent voices online. He hosts a near daily podcast.
But that was just stupid. What I'm about to play you is straight out depraved, disgusting commentary. This is Matthew Dowd again on MSNBC, not long after Charlie was shot.
He's been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech or sort of aimed at certain groups. And I always go back to hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions. And I think that's the environment we're in, that people just, you can't stop with these sort of awful thoughts you have and then saying these awful words and not expect awful actions to take place.
Matt.
And that's the unfortunate environment we're in.
That was so vile, so hateful and frankly deranged and dangerous that even MSNBC had to take some action, and they've sacked Matthew Dowd, but it's MSNBC. He may be back before the end of the month. And the asinine commentary wasn't restricted to commentators on MSNBC. Governors joined in. Here is the rotund governor of crime-riddled Illinois, blaming President Trump, the man Charlie Kirk worked tirelessly to re-elect. Governor Pritzker blames Donald Trump for fomenting political violence.
Political violence, unfortunately, has been ratcheting up in this country. We saw the shootings, the killings in Minnesota. We've seen other political violence occur in other states. And I would just say it's got to stop. And I think there are people who are fomenting it in this country. I think the president's rhetoric often foments it.
Did that nincompoop really mention the Minnesota shooter, the trans-identified lunatic who shot children in a Catholic school and wanted to kill Donald Trump? Yeah, it's Trump who was almost killed by an assassin's bullet who is to blame for leftist violence, not these lefties losing it.
He insulted your wife.
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
I'd like to punch him in the face. I said if we were in high school, I'd take you behind the gym and beat the hell out of him. Punch some people in the face!
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
Look as his character is stabbed to death.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
And that's it from me. I'll see you Sunday morning for Outsiders. The media show is up next.
BetVictor. New customers can get £30 in bonuses and 30 free spins when you wager £10. Take a spin on exclusive games, timeless classics, and play all the biggest hits all in one place. Place your best bet at BetVictor.
Now it's time for Lefties Losing It. Let's begin with an important message from this young woman who probably doesn't identify as one.
Hey, I'm here and I'm genderqueer, and we all need to remember that free Gaza, trans rights are human rights.
God, I hope that's parody. Now to the Democrats' love of criminals, gangbangers in the country illegally. They're now singing songs about this bizarro infatuation.
Kilmark is our neighbor. You can't have him, Trump. No! Kilmark is our neighbor. You can't have him, Trump.
It's quite catchy, isn't it? Let's check in on actor Alec Baldwin. He is taking a break from making humiliating videos with his weirdo wife to opine about Donald Trump tackling crime in DC. Apparently, taking on rampant crime is crazy.
What's going to happen next? Is Trump going to federalize the New York City Police Department? What's after that? Chicago, LA, Miami, Boston, and on and on. What's after that? The NFL, the NBA, you're going to federalize them and take them over? All he wants to do is deflect from his inadequacy by these bold, insane moves. Take over DC police. That's not what I need. I don't need this DC police to be taken over. I don't. I need to get the tariffs over with. I need to get the war over with. I need to get the Gaza thing over with. And after that, we have something else we have to get over with.
Oh, he looks more hobo than Hollywood these days. That is a deeply unhappy man. Now to CNN, where Tiffany Cross casually calls White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller a white supremacist. And shame on host Abby Phillips for not jumping in when this ugly defamatory smear was used.
Really quickly, Abby, because anytime that we play something from Stephen Miller, it would be journalistic integrity to point out that he is a white supremacist and he is the brainchild behind this policy. That's not my opinion. That's actual facts. And for him to purport lies from the Oval Office as a white supremacist, it should be pointed out.
Disgusting antics there from CNN. Hope he doesn't sue you, love, because you don't have a leg to stand on. And what weird behaviour for a white supremacist to be saving the lives of black folk in DC, because they are the biggest beneficiaries of the law and order crackdown, a point that this next gentleman makes.
How come in the past 11 days, since President Trump has federalized the DC Metro Police, no black individual has been unalived? There's a stat that says in the past 7 years in DC that black people are 112 times more likely to be unalived than white people. So if Black Lives Matter, the left, Democrats, progressives, how come you all are not celebrating that no black person has been unalived in the past 11 days in DC since Trump took over?
Yep, the biggest beneficiary of Trump cleaning up DC are the locals. Even though more than 90% of them are Democrats, they are beginning to understand what a massive achievement it has been to tackle this problem head on.
People don't understand how big of a deal this is because the Capitol is right there within like a 6 or 7 minute walk. And then also local residents, they did not like walking there, whether in the daytime or the evening. Some people would take taxis just to avoid any type of encounters. And people have been talking about cleaning this up for a decade. And you mean to tell me President Trump hasn't even had control for 30 days and he cleaned it all up?
Yep, they've been talking about it for decades, but it took Trump to actually do it. Now, a little fact-checking. Let's go to the mental health facility masquerading as a news organisation known as MSNBC. And inmate anchor Joe Scarborough thought he had a real gotcha here. When discussing violent crime in the US, he thought he could confuse his already dim-witted audience with some stats about Republican cities being more dangerous than Democrat strongholds. It's, of course, a massive lie, but when has that ever stopped MSNBC?
7, 8 of the top 10 deadliest cities in America. Big cities are usually in red states. If you look at, Gavin Newsom and the Speaker sort of had a back and forth this weekend. Speaker Johnson's home state of Louisiana, 400 times more likely. You're 400 times more likely to be killed in Louisiana than you are in California. Certainly nothing you ever hear in the right-wing sort of blogosphere.
Yeah, you may not hear that among the right-wing joke because it's a pack of verifiable lies. Louisiana having a murder rate 400 times higher than California. Just a flat-out lie. You're either really, really bad at maths or you're lying. Take your pick. Now, if you want to know why Louisiana has a high crime rate, then you only need to look at the cities where the crime is happening. Are they Republican strongholds? Well, of course they're not. Surely Joe or Mika would mention that important fact to their dwindling audience. He's about to get specific here.
Specifically, the chances of being killed or of having violent crime done to you or your family member is so much higher. The percentages in Monroe, Louisiana, which is right by the Speaker's district, Shreveport, Louisiana, which is in the Speaker's district, New Orleans, Louisiana, which is in the Speaker's home state.
Okay, let's do a little fact checking. So you mentioned 3 cities in Louisiana having terrible crime rates, terrible rates of violence. True, but are they Republican strongholds or Democrat cities? Just because the state is Republican doesn't mean the big cities are. Indeed, America's biggest cities have become dominated by the Democrats, and it shows. He mentioned New Orleans, well, terrible crime rate and terribly run by Democrats, not Republicans, Joe. Less than 35% of New Orleans voted for Trump last year, and New Orleans has been Democrat-run for more than 100 years. How are you blaming Republicans for that? Indeed, the last Republican mayor was elected in 1870. As for the other 2 cities he named there, well, they too have suffered from Democrat rule. Monroe is over 60% black, and only last year they elected an independent mayor after decades of Democrat rule. The only Republican-led city named there by Joe is Shreveport, but that mayor was only elected in 2022 after decades of continuous Democrat rule. But the MSNBC misinformation didn't end there. Listen to Joe name more Democrat-run cities that he says are proof that Republicans are bad at law and order.
Little Rock, Arkansas, home of course, Tom Cotton and some very conservative governor. Bessemer, Alabama, right there in Birmingham. Again, you know, what's Tommy Tuberville doing? Why is crime so bad?
Little Rock, Arkansas, and Bessemer, Alabama. They're his 2 trump cards. Little problem there, Joe. Arkansas, my home state, maybe Republican, but Little Rock is very much Democrat. Yep, see how red and beautiful Arkansas is, but then you have those 2 blue Democrat strongholds next to each other, Little Rock and Pine Bluff, where all the crime happens. Joe Scarborough seriously mentioned Little Rock as an example of a Republican-run town, a town which hasn't had a Republican mayor since the 1950s. That just leaves Bessemer, Alabama, and guess what? It's another Democrat-led city. The current mayor serving a 4th term, so we give Joe Scarborough and MSNBC 5 Pinocchios there. Now, the Democrats are trying to shake off their race and gender obsessions, but they are not succeeding. Let's see how they chose to begin the DNC summer meeting in Minnesota. This party is in disarray.
Lindy Samik Nindichnikaz, Amik Dodam, Saginaw Chippewa Dojaba, and Anishinaabe Kwe and Dow. The DNC acknowledges and honors the Dakota Oyate, the Dakota people, who are the original stewards of the lands and waters of Minneapolis. The Dakota cared for the lands, lakes, and the Wakatonka, the Great River, the Mississippi River, for thousands of years before colonization. This land was not claimed or traded. It's a part of a history of broken treaties and promises. And in many ways, we still live in a system built to suppress Indigenous peoples' cultural and spiritual history.
Joining me now is filmmaker and commentator Ami Horowitz. Ami, why are the Democrats like this? Land acknowledgements, they're an issue in this country. How are they perceived in the US?
Yeah, not well, Rita. Look, first of all, if you're going to pick somebody who is going to speak that language, pick somebody with the proper accent. I mean, she sounds like somebody who learned 6 months of 5th grade French trying to speak in Paris. I mean, my Spanish sounds better than that. Also, I want to be clear about something. Look, there were people living in that Minnesota area 10,000 years before the Dakota Ayote did, right? I guess they lost their Native American status as well. And had the Dakota Ayote, how were they a dominant force in Minnesota? Well, they warred for 100 years with other Native American tribes in that area to have supremacy over the area. I don't know why we've deemed it that they're the Native people who took over. Well, they did. They took over primarily through war. Not that there's anything particularly wrong with that. That's just the way life was back then, right? Okay, now that we got out of the way kind of the technical aspects of the failure of the Democrats on that particular issue, the practical effects. I mean, what are they doing? They can't be normal. They don't have the ability. It's like they're back in a time warp of 2024. Nobody wants this, right? They just can't do this thing right. If they're planning on running this back, right, running the same plays they had from 2024 now, they're simply going to lose. I thought they were going to change their stripes. You heard some Democrats saying, like, there's a Democratic think tank that said, look, there's a bunch of words we should not be using, triggering and right, and white supremacy. And I thought, okay, they get it. You know what? They just don't.
No, they don't. That was actually very interesting, where they had that long list of words they should purge from their vocabulary, but it's all they know. They just keep going back to this craziness. And if you want to talk about craziness, New York is a good place to start. It's a city that is sinking further into chaos under Democrat rule, and it might get a very interesting new mayor shortly. You've got the tennis stars in town at the moment, Army, for the US Open. Let's hear from a top player, Casper Ruud. And Army, you may not like what you're about to hear, but I hear this same sentiment from so many others who visit NYC for the first time.
I'm not a big fan of the smell of weed when you walk around. No, but seriously, it's not even. I'm not even joking here, because it's every corner, every street. You smell it by almost anywhere you go.
It's not just your city, NYC. The big cities in America stink.
Figuratively and literally, Rita. Yeah, I mean, this is not that hard. Look, when Marxist Mondami takes over, I think he will solve the problem, because the entire city will stink, and therefore you won't notice it in one particular place or another place. We know how this thing goes wrong, right? I mean, it's the small things. It's one word: permissiveness, right? That's it. That's the whole problem in a nutshell. And when you allow people to fair jump, play their music loudly, or smoke the marijuana on the streets, right? This is what leads to bigger things. The whole idea of broken windows theory, right? And that a broken window leads to the destruction of the city. And we saw this happen historically, and we saw how we solved it through Giuliani. We have such a short historical perspective and historical remembrance, right? And even worse than that, it's this real racist attitude that the left has, saying like, hey, we got to give back the brown community because we have to allow them to do these terrible things, because we got to have them do their thing, as if like this is like brown and black behavior. But we have to allow them to do that and not make them feel marginalized by behaving that way. It's so weird. It's so wrong. Look, our cities are on the precipice, and we have to make a decision whether or not we're going to topple them over or we're going to rebuild them.
It's the bigotry of low expectations there, isn't it? Where you presume that this is how certain people behave, and that is not true. And it is, I think, deeply racist to hold that point of view. And the big cities, Army, don't just stink of marijuana. They are crime-riddled. And I want to play you a clip here of a victim of DC crime. Earlier today, White House correspondent Iris Teo brought Trump's press conference to a standstill, talking about how close she came to losing her life in DC.
More than 2 years ago, it was a Saturday morning in broad daylight. I was on my way to work, and a young man with a black ski mask pointed a gun at my face and threatened me to hand over my phone, my wallet, my laptop, and everything else. And when I refused, he used the butt of his handgun to strike me across the face, in the cheek, or what some people call pistol whip me, before running away. that has deeply traumatized myself and my family. Ever since, I've never dared to walk in the street of DC at night ever, and my family was extremely worried. So, Mr. President, thank you so much for what you're doing right now. Thank you for now making DC safer.
Thank you very much.
For us, for our families, for my parents, on behalf of my parents, and now my baby on the way. Thank you so much.
Even the partisan White House press pack applauded that, Army. That was a surprise.
Yeah, let's not go crazy here, Rita, right? I mean, the media and the left have been downplaying violence in our cities for years, right? And even though we're living in the same cities and witnessing the same decline, I'm going to workshop a new political theory here, Rita, if you don't mind. I call it the Dopplerization of politics, okay? And let me tell you what that means. So the Doppler effect is the idea that an observer looking or listening to the same thing sounds different or looks different depending on where they're standing, right? And that's what we're all with our politics, where we're looking at the same event, right? The same issues, the same problems, but we are coming to different conclusions and see them differently based on what our political standings are. How'd you like that? I mean, I hope you like that. And
I love it when you coin a new term.
I did it on your show. And yeah, look, you're looking at Washington, D.C. I don't know how else you can look at this. Carjackings, right, which is plaguing the city, is up 300% since 2018. This is nothing new. That when Joe Biden was a senator from Delaware, and he was talking about how when he was living in D.C., he would go right through all the red lights because he was afraid of being carjacked. That was like 300 years ago, Rita. Nothing's changed.
It hasn't, and well, what's changed is the crime stats in DC. Quite astonishing drop in crime, violent crime in the last couple of weeks. And Trump's talking, it's easy to do it in DC because the jurisdiction's different, but he's talking about extending this law and order effort to places like Chicago and New York and LA, San Francisco. Do you see that happening, or is that going to be just too difficult a task, particularly when you've got Democrat mayors and governors saying no thank you?
Yeah, I don't think, frankly, it's going to look. DC is a different animal because it is the District of Columbia. It's under federal jurisdiction. These other cities and states are not, and it gets very constitutionally hairy when you start bringing the military into other cities. I personally am not a big fan of it. I think that what we need to do is show DC as a model, show the electorate in those cities and states what it could be, and they should kick those guys out and bring people who will bring, in fact, law and order to those cities.
Well, you know what? I agree with you. It's going to be a gargantuan task. It may not be feasible, but I reckon he's going to try to do it. I think he's serious about extending this. Now, let's talk about gangbanger and illegal immigrant Kilmar Abrego Garcia. He's called the US government corrupt in viral footage of him being arrested by ICE again. The 30-year-old El Salvador native is facing the possibility of being deported to Uganda this time and is awaiting trial on human smuggling charges. Army, the Democrats celebrated his return to the US, but I think they're going to figure out at some point that this issue is not one they want to go to the polls with.
Yeah, they say Uganda is gorgeous in the fall, right? Can't miss it then. Look, Rita, I think the Democrats can probably find a illegal immigrant who is being deported, who is somewhat of a case that people can hang their hat on. This guy is not it. Like, I'm sure they can find some illegal who stopped a man from beating his wife. In this case, Abrego Garcia was the man who was beating his wife. It's unbelievable to me that they're singing his praises, right? And they're making a case. This is the wrong guy
literally
to make
singing.
a case for. Yeah, like you showed before in Lefty's Losing It. I don't understand why they continue down this road. Look, I am a fan of due process. I think a man like him should have due process, and when that's over, he should be evicted. Now, this Uganda thing is weird. I don't know why they want to send him there. Just send him back to where he came from, right? El Salvador. Now, one thing I want to point out is very fascinating. So because I want to double checking where he's from. I want to make sure he was from El Salvador. And I checked with Gemini AI, right? And I said, where is Abrego Garcia originally from? And here's what AI told me. Fascinating. Abrego Garcia is from El Salvador, but he spent most of his adult life in Maryland, USA, where his wife and children live. He illegally immigrated to the U.S. at age 16 to escape gang threats in his home country. I asked for no background and no context, but AI forced this onto me.
It is AI is being corrupted before our eyes. We see it all the time. Now, Ami, I've got to ask you about this. I don't want to, but the producers are insisting that we talk about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce announcing their engagement. It's no secret Donald Trump is not a massive fan of Taylor Swift. She's campaigned against him. And I think the press thought they were going to get a nasty response when they asked him about this engagement, but he kept it very civilised.
Well, I wish him a lot of luck. No, I think he's a great player. I think he's a great guy, and I think that she's a terrific person. So I wish them a lot of luck.
Very gracious, very, very generous there. Ami, how long are you giving this union?
Forever, Rita. What? Rita, you're such a cynic, and I am a hopeless romantic, okay? Look, if a hard-partying football player and a boy-crazy singing billionaire can't make it in this crazy world, I don't know who can.
Well, I'm just hoping for just 2 or 3 top-selling albums post-breakup, because that's where she does her best material. And I think a lot of fans no, I'm kidding. Of course we want them to be living happily ever after. We're very heavily invested in this. Before you go, earlier in the week, I talked about what a funny president Donald Trump is. Whether you love him or hate him, you cannot deny his comedic timing is superb. And I think that's rubbing off on other senior members of the administration. Here is Secretary of State Marco Rubio making a joke about Labor Day.
For me personally, this is the most meaningful Labor Day of my life as someone with 4 jobs. And so... It's true.
Even POTUS like that one, Army?
Yeah, look, while the material was funny, no question about it, so was the delivery, I'm not a big fan. Look, there's only one stand-up comedian in the White House, and that's the president. I don't want Rubio taking anything away from the comic-in-chief, President Donald Trump. So, yeah, look, let's leave it to the president. He's the guy who's funny. Give him the airtime.
Army, before you go, I've got to ask you about our Defence Minister being in town. He's in DC meeting with Pete Hegseth, Marco Rubio, hopefully the Vice President as well. How much excitement and news coverage is there of Australia in this big meeting?
I'll let you a little secret, Rita. No one cares and no one knows about it. Sorry.
No, surely people are just stopping in the streets and saying, when is Anthony Albanese going to get a one-on-one meeting with the president? Because our Prime Minister still has not had a one-on-one meeting with the president. That's not very nice, because we are supposed to be allies, Army.
When I get stopped in the streets and people recognize me from the Rita Panahi show, their number one question is, why doesn't Albanese get more FaceTime with President Trump? Number one question. Kid you not.
I believe you 100%. Army Horowitz, thank you so much for your time. It's time for Lefties Losing It, and sadly the celebrities continue to beclown themselves by sharing their dim-witted musings on world events, domestic politics, really whatever they see trending on TikTok that morning. You know, I miss the days when we could put actors on a pedestal and delude ourselves into thinking they're really interesting and clever people. These days, they're all too eager to lecture the masses, and things go wrong when they go off script, when they start forming sentences not written by teams of professional writers. then you get idiotic gibberish like this from Jason Bateman.
Do you think Trump would have gotten the same number of votes if the people who voted for him had access to or the curiosity to seek out and find the truth? Because they're not getting the truth over on Fox.
Oh, the sweet irony. A clearly clueless, brainwashed Hollywood clown bemoaning other people being misinformed. And fancy saying that to MSNBC's Nicole Wallace, among the worst of the activists in the mainstream media. Let's not forget Wallace and the rest of MSNBC for 4 years relentlessly pushed the Russian collusion hoax, the fine people hoax, the suckers and losers hoax. They even fell for the Jussie Smollett hoax. They fell for that one hard. You'll find no dumber or more ill-informed viewer than those exposed to MSNBC, and obviously Jason Bateman fits that bill, because here he goes on a silly rant. Sounds like he wants to bring back Hillary Clinton's deplorable moment and attack more than half of America.
At what point, if ever, do you think the story would change from reporting on the outrageousness of Trump and his actions, his decisions, his words, and instead move to the people that have voted for him twice? And I know that goes back to the whole story of deplorables, and like as soon as that happened, everyone just backed off and don't ever talk bad about, you know, America and the 80 million. But he's never changed. Like, he's always been the same. He didn't do a 180 and dupe everybody when he got to the White House. It's the people that have put him there and then put him there again that really deserve a great deal of responsibility and a talking to. I'm sorry, and I say that with love. They are our neighbors, as I said before, and I know that they are, you know, deservedly aggrieved and whatnot. But there's another way to do it. There's somebody else in the Republican Party that can look after your issues. If it makes you sick to vote for a Democrat,
why won't you dumb rubes just vote for the Democrats or for a rhino? You know, one of those Republican in name only losers who governs like a Democrat. Did he really say all that and then add with love as he condemned half the country? What a hateful simpleton he is. You will find no better argument against actors being allowed to speak in public without a script than Jason Bateman. With a good script, he is delightful. He's got his boyish good looks, but then you hear that and wow. You know what? I can understand why the great Alfred Hitchcock insisted on treating actors like cattle. What did he say? I never said all actors are cattle. What I said was all actors should be treated like cattle. Yes. And I've got another example of actors making fools of themselves tonight, but let's just focus on MSNBC's Nicole Wallace for a second, because she is scared, she is gutted, and she's full of anguish for, you guessed it, gangbangers being deported to El Salvador.
I wish I could stop thinking about these guys being scared in El Salvador. And then I was somewhere. I was in Westchester. It's usually a baseball trip that has me. I don't know what I was doing, but we stopped to get something to eat, and I saw the paid ads that Homeland Security was doing in front of the deportees who were now prisoners at CCOT, and I was gutted. And I think I'm sometimes scared by how much anguish I feel over how they're treating human beings.
I don't recall her expressing this anguish for Laken Riley or Rachel Morin or Jocelyn Nongari, no. And I don't think we've forgotten this moment yet, have we, Nicole? One of the sickest takes of 2025, and that's really saying something. This is what Wallace said about cancer survivor DJ Daniel after Donald Trump appointed him an honorary US Secret Service agent.
But I hope he never has to defend the United States Capitol against Donald Trump's supporters. And if he does, I hope he isn't one of the 6 who loses his life to suicide. And I hope he isn't one who has to testify against the people who carried out acts of seditious conspiracy and then live to see Donald Trump pardon those people.
Oh, dear God, I still can't believe she did that. Even her fellow MSNBC anchors were looking on aghast. If you watch the full clip, even they're wondering what Nicole Wallace is on about. But let's get back to the actors insisting on forming complete sentences without the benefit of scriptwriters. Here is Charlize Theron giving a lecture. It's short on facts, but big on hyperbole and fear-mongering.
Immigration policy is destroying the lives of families, not criminals. Women's rights are becoming less and less every day. Queer and trans lives are increasingly being erased, and gender-based violence is on the rise.
Now to our favourite trans activist, and this time he's triggered by a Bible verse on his fast food packaging.
Really don't like that it put a Bible verse on my food without my consent. I don't want to eat John 3:16. Get your John 3:16 out of here.
Here's an idea, don't eat there, but that's an activist, the content creator who calls himself Lily Tino, and he goes around exposing waiters who misgender him. He even did it at a Disney eatery.
The bottom is from Thailand.
Coconut bread from Thailand.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am. Sorry, my bad. And the middle one is from India.
Makes me want to immediately leave because I no longer feel safe here. It's like, oh, my guard now has to be up. I'm not going to enjoy this bread as much because my guard is up. We should be able to go places and not have to worry. I don't think I really want this bread tower, actually. I think I'd rather have the check, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I think that's the training. We're supposed to say friend or just not use gendered language. It's like a pretty big thing that Disney has done. Nothing was wrong with bread. I just don't want it anymore. Just because they apologize doesn't mean she doesn't feel sad or offended. Yeah. Exactly, right? If you've accidentally ever hurt someone and say, I'm so sorry, it was an accident, do you expect them to be like, oh, it was an accident? Of course, no problem whatsoever. All of that hurt is now undone. That's not how it works.
Are you kidding me? All that because he was called Sir once, from what we saw. He wants wait staff everywhere to change how they serve people to fit in with his lifestyle. And I wonder if he apologised to the women he photographed in a women's bathroom at Disney. He got quite the backlash for that one. So he's now doing what he does best, playing the victim and taking a break from content creation. We will miss his input on this segment. Now let's have a look at a politician doing it right, exposing the utter ugliness, hypocrisy and, yes, lunacy of the left. Here is Republican Brandon Gill, and he's questioning Diane Yentl here, the president of the National Council of Nonprofits.
Are you a racist?
I'm not a racist.
You're not a racist. Particularly interesting because according to one of your affiliate charities under your nonprofit umbrella, denial of racism constitutes covert white supremacy. Are you a covert white supremacist?
Sir, I'm here to talk about the essential work that nonprofits
Are you a
do.
covert white supremacist?
Can I talk about the work that nonprofits do in
No,
your
I'm
district?
asking you if you're a covert white supremacist, which according to one of your own organizations, again, denial of racism constitutes covert white supremacy. Would you like to answer the question?
I don't know what the question is.
Just incredible stuff. Damn them with their own words. These people can't even play by their own stupid rules. And watch as this leftist continues to flounder, refusing to answer the simple question, are you a covert white supremacist?
So you refuse to answer whether you are a covert white supremacist?
I am here to talk about the essential work that nonprofits do. If you'd like to ask me a question
I am utterly
about
dumbfounded.
nonprofits
You are on
in your
record right now, and you will
district
not
or
say
throughout
that
the
you are not a
country.
covert white supremacist?
I don't have a definition in front of me. I haven't looked at the definition. I'm not going to answer a question about my personal
That
views.
is-
I'm here to talk about the work
You're not-
of nonprofit organizations.
I want to give you one more chance to do this. Are you a covert white supremacist?
Why are we so off track from the topic?
I'm asking you a very straightforward question.
I've heard your question. Thank you, sir.
And you're not going to answer whether you are a covert white supremacist.
I would like to answer questions about the work
This is
of nonprofit
this is
organizations. Thank you.
That is really astounding. I can answer very directly that I am not a covert white supremacist, and I imagine all of my colleagues can as well.
Joining me now is documentary filmmaker and journalist Ami Horowitz. Ami, Let's have a look at your possible new mayor in New York City, Zoran Mamdani. Here he is talking about growing up in a third world country while eating a rice dish with his bare hands.
So the third holy grail of taboos in American politics, you have socialism, you have Islam, and then you have Palestine. And you are really going for the trifecta.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go. Tell me, why is Palestine a part of your politics?
When you grow up as someone, especially in the third world, you have a very different understanding of the Palestinian struggle.
Ami, can you explain to my audience just how impoverished Zoran's upbringing was, how his parents struggled? Tell me a little bit about his history and how he came to be this socialist.
Let me tell you about the woes, the troubled upbringing, the rough streets that he grew up on. First of all, it reminds me of AOC, who cosplayed as a poor person for years. We all knew she grew up in a very solidly middle to upper class neighborhood in the quote-unquote Bronx. Actually, it was Yorkville, which is not the Bronx. Zoran Mamdani needs to pretend to be working class. He actually grew up the scion of a very successful anti-American filmmaker and equally anti-American Columbia professor. Yeah, those are the tough streets he grew up on. But I get why he's doing this. Rita, he needs to. Look, in the election, he absolutely crushed the luxury belief voters, right? He dominated the white affluent voters. He won Williamsburg and Greenwich Village and Tribeca. But you know what he didn't win? He didn't win the Bronx. He didn't win Washington Heights. He lost the black vote. He lost the Hispanic vote. This is why he's cosplaying as working class. He's trying to connect, but he can't because these people cannot afford, the working class cannot afford to live in his fantasy world of his own making. They know exactly what the costs are of defunding the police, more than the people in my Upper West Side neighborhood, right? The people in the Bronx understand, or the poor parts of Brooklyn get what it's like when you don't have police on the streets. They cannot afford to live in his cosplay socialist communist world, okay? You know what? When you look at the final tallies, what happened, the symmetry is beautiful. He won the upper class vote by 12%. He lost the working class vote by 12%. That says it all. That's why he's got to pretend to be some working class person.
But far from the Democrats being worried about the influence of these hard left radicals on their party, we've got more and more of them wanting to emulate Mamdani's methods. Let's have a listen to Democrat Senator Chris Murphy on MSNBC.
He was proposing really big, sometimes radical ideas to take power from folks who have way too much of it, like the big realty companies that are jacking up rents in New York City and transferring it to regular people. He did have a laser-like focus on cost of living, on shifting power to people who don't have enough of it. And I think if the Democratic Party, writ large, spent as much time or as big a percentage of our communications time talking about the cost of living as Mamdani did in New York, we'd probably win a lot more elections.
Ami, they'd win a lot more elections. Do you agree with that assessment?
No. I mean, how many times do I have to repeat myself? Rita, look, I mean, have they learned nothing from the election? Like, I mean, unless I'm glad, it gives me business, right? It gives me the ability to come on your show and talk about this. So I hope they continue down this road. Look, they've learned nothing from the elections. That's the answer. They're going to continue to lose elections. I mean, the numbers are stark, okay? 50 out of 50 states move.
It really depends.
Why don't we focus? She said in the last year. I don't know how long she has her nails in the last year is relevant to anything.
And when you had them in 2018, you also wore them long at that time too, correct?
I wear them long, but it really depends on the inches.
How long were your nails on February 24th, 2018 when you were at the building speaking or arguing or whatever you were doing with Imani Ellis?
They were 1 inch. They were square, coffin squared, and they had flat rhinestones.
Are rhinestones sharp?
No, not if they're flat. And they were in 3D. They were flat.
With the nails you have on right now, do you think that these nails are sharper or the ones that you had on the date of the incident?
I believe that they were not sharp that day. They were square. And sometimes, like, when it's acrylic and it's square, it's like a texture. And I always tell this to my nail tech, make sure that like you shape, like when you shape them, don't make them sharp on the side, or don't make them that sharp, because I don't want to.
You don't want to hurt anybody.
I don't want to hurt myself. I don't want to hurt nobody. I just, you know what I'm saying?
And in the past, when you had them sharp, you did hurt yourself, correct?
I never really hurt myself, but like just in case, I just be like, don't make them too pointy, because I just don't want them to be uncomfortable. Not pointy, but it's like a certain type of sharp that you just don't want.
And if you wanted to scratch or cut Miss Imani Ellis's face, you could have done it with both of your hands, either one or both, correct?
Objection calls for speculation.
Overruled. I'm not saying you did that right now. I'm asking you a different question. Did you understand my question?
I mean, how would I fight? How would I fight somebody? I am mostly left-handed, so if I was to like do anything mostly, I'll do it mostly with the left hand. I'm really like.
You're good at fighting with your left hand, aren't you?
Objection is characterized as the testimony.
Are you good at fighting with your left hand?
Objection lacks foundation.
Sustained.
Do you have any experience fighting with any like martial arts experience or other type of experience to defend yourself should something occur in your life?
Objection relevance.
Overruled.
Not really, no.
So any type of fighting that you would be able to do, it would just be freestyle from your own knowledge of fighting, correct?
Objection argumentative.
Sustained.
If you wanted to fight with someone, would you use your left hand, your right hand, or both?
Objection asked and answered.
Sustained. Why don't we move on, Council?
When you enter a building, such as this building or any building, oftentimes you will see that there's a security guard or a police officer or a sheriff guarding the building, correct? You saw that today here in the courthouse, didn't you?
Yes.
Bless you. Oh, I guess it's not. And on the date of the incident, the security guard, police officer, or person securing that building, in your mind, when you saw Imani Ellis was in fact Imani Ellis. In your mind, when you got off the elevator, Imani Ellis was in your mind, your state of mind was that she was a security guard, correct?
Objection.
I think she's answered.
Yes. Okay.
And was there any doubt in your mind that she was a security guard?
There was no doubt in my mind that she was a security guard. She had the security guard outfit on. That's why I was so confused that she was so aggressive, and she's supposed to protect me, the patient.
I understand. If Imani Ellis had in fact told you to leave the building, would you have listened because she was a security guard?
Objection is a complete hypothetical, irrelevant, lacks foundation.
Did Miss Imani Ellis tell you to leave the building at any point during your verbal or physical altercation on February 24th, 2018?
She told me, "You gonna leave my building. You gonna leave my building."
Okay. Are you aware that Imani Ellis was hired by the owner of that building and had the right to tell you to leave?
Objection calls for legal conclusion.
Sustained.
When Imani Ellis told you to leave the building, did you follow her commands?
Objection. Relevance. Mexican Foundation.
You can answer.
No, she wasn't acting like a security guard.
But she was a security guard.
Objection. He's already.
The security guard tried to
we're not
attack
gonna
patients?
The objection is sustained. We're not going to argue with each other.
Did you believe in your mind that Imani Ellis was a police officer?
No.
If you thought she was a police officer, would you have handled the situation the same way?
Objection. Incomplete hypothetical.
Sustained. Let's just focus on what did happen.
Now, when Imani Ellis spoke with you, when you exited the elevator, she spoke with you directly outside the elevator, the area directly outside the elevators, correct?
I don't believe she got inside the elevator. I don't believe she did.
That's my question is, did whatever happened between the two of you, did it happen inside the elevator, at the point of entry, or outside the elevator?
Outside the elevator and down the hallway.
Fine. And when Miss Ellis was asked the same question, do you remember her saying that it happened outside of the elevator as well? Do you agree with her testimony?
It wasn't in front of the elevator anymore because I was walking and she was following me. So it wasn't in front of the elevator. It was outside the elevator because I already got off the elevator. I don't think she ever went inside the elevator because I felt her as soon as I'm walking. I felt her walking right behind me, and then she said something. She said, "Oh my God, Cardi B!" That's when I turned around, and she got the camera right here, like she recorded me, and I'm like, "Yo, why you recording me?" And she practically did admit that she recorded me because she said, "Oh my bad." So.
And when she said, "Oh wow, it's Cardi B," or whatever you just said right now, when she said that, was that offensive to you?
It wasn't offensive. I just kept power walking so I could avoid more contact, but she just kept following me.
Okay. And isn't it true that sometimes when you're walking around, different people will say, "Oh wow, it's Cardi B."
Yeah.
Because they get excited.
Yeah.
And you had experienced that many times before you had that experience with Imani Ellis, correct?
Yes.
And the reason you didn't like it from her is because she was a security guard and you felt it was unprofessional for her to say that to you. Is that true?
When she first said it, I didn't tell her nothing. I kept walking.
Why couldn't she say it? Why?
I never said she couldn't.
Okay. And she said it to you.
She said it to me and I kept walking.
What if she was not a security guard and she was just a random human and said, "Oh wow, it's Cardi B"? Would you have taken offense to that?
No,
You can answer.
I didn't even feel offended when she first said it. I felt offended when she kept following me. She recorded me, and you're supposed to be a security. You're not supposed to be recording patients going to any doctor, any.
But again,
that's what offended me. When she first said, "Oh my God, it's Cardi B," I just kept power walking. I didn't say nothing. I said something the second time she said it, and I turned around and I saw that she was recording me. And I'm like, "Yo, why are you recording me? Ain't you supposed to be security?" And she said, "Oh my bad." Then she kept following me, and now I'm getting annoyed. You're the security guard of the building.
No question pending. No question.
All right, Counsel, I think that might be a good time to end because we've got some things that we need to deal with outside the presence of the jury.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
Good morning. Thank you for coming back today. Good morning, Ms. Cardi B.
Good morning.
So, when we were discussing yesterday at the end, we were talking about the issue where you testified that Miss Ellis was recording you with her cell phone. You remember that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what type of cell phone she was using at the time?
I'm not quite sure. I just remember it was square.
What color was the cell phone?
It had a case. It definitely had a case.
Okay.
But I'm not sure.
Do you know if the type of phone that she was using when she was recording you
would a light go on, or would some kind of noise?
It didn't have a light. It didn't have a light.
So if the cell phone was facing Miss Ellis, I'm assuming it was. Well, let me ask you that. Was the cell phone that you're talking about, was it facing you or was it facing Miss Ellis?
The camera was facing me. When I got off the elevator, her phone was here.
Okay.
Then when I was walking and she was behind me, and then she said, "Oh my God, y'all, Cardi B, Cardi B." I looked back and the camera was like right there, like practically on her chest type stuff. I'm like, "Yo, why are you recording me?"
Okay. And you've seen, like, you know, police officers where they have a camera on the front of them. Have you ever seen that, where a police officer will have that?
I never seen that, but that was her phone, not a camera.
I understand, but I'm saying, have you ever seen a security officer, a police officer have a special camera on their chest which records what occurs in front of them?
Relevance, Your Honor.
I'm not saying she was recording you. I am asking you this question. If she was recording you, why does it matter?
Because she's a security guard and I'm going to a doctor's office. It definitely mattered.
You were causing a disturbance. Maybe
I
she
wasn't
wanted to
causing
record
a
you.
disturbance.
Time out. Let's not talk over each other, number one. Wait for him to finish
Sorry.
asking the question before you answer.
Do you own the building of 8920 Wilshire Boulevard?
No, I was walking to a doctor's office.
Do you agree that you were a guest in that building? You were
Yes.
a visitor, correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. When a security officer tells you to leave, are you supposed to leave?
Objection, Your
Yes or
Honor.
no?
Sustained, it's asked and answered. We covered this yesterday.
You were causing a disturbance in the building.
She started the disturbance.
Did you
I'm
also...
sorry, ma'am, if you hear an objection, please wait.
Oh, sorry.
I'm fine.
Okay.
That should pass.
What's wrong?
Do you remember yesterday you said that there was a verbal altercation between the two of you? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay. And an altercation is a fight, isn't it? It's a verbal fight. You had a verbal fight with her.
Asked and answered.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Sustained.
You used the F word during that fight, didn't you?
Yes.
What other words did you use? Tell us in your own words what you said.
I said, "Get the f out of my face. Why are you in my face? Why are you recording me? Ain't you supposed to be security?"
Tell it to
Why-
her now. Go ahead.
Huh?
Say it again. Say it.
Objection, Your Honor.
You want me to say it to
I
her
want
face?
you to tell it to her face what you said on that day so she can hear it for
The
herself
objection
again.
is sustained.
Hey, Your Honor, do we have civility in the
Yeah.
courthouse?
Why don't we just take the temperature down a little bit? If you have factual questions to ask her, please do so. It's not the time to argue with her.
What were the words that you used when you got off the elevator to this security guard who's no longer security guard at this time?
Objection to argumentative and also covered yesterday.
It's been covered several times, so it's asked and answered. The objection sustained.
What did you tell Imani Ellis yesterday?
Counsel, you need to move on.
What were you holding in your hand at the time when you got off the elevator?
Objection. Well, excuse me, argument.
Overruled.
Nothing, correct? You weren't holding anything, were you?
No.
You had both of your hands free to do whatever you wanted to do, correct? Yes or no?
Objection, relevance.
Overruled.
Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And if you wanted to scratch or cut her face with your right hand or your left hand, if you wanted to do it, you could have done it, correct? So
But
you're
I
not
didn't.
disabled.
But
right?
I didn't because I had a baby inside me.
How did she know?
Time out. Let's slow down the pace just a little bit before the opportunity to give objections and for the court reporter. What was the objection?
Argumentative, relevance.
Overruled.
And again, I would ask that counsel lower his voice. This isn't.
So, Your Honor, I was told yesterday that my voice was too low by others, so that's why it's a little bit higher today, so that everybody can hear what I could say, as well as the witness.
I think that there's a difference between volume and tone. I think the volume is fine, the tone is a little bit argumentative.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. I apologize for that. I will try to do my best to tone it down. So, again, I will ask you to tell us and admit to this fact that you are not disabled, correct?
I'm not what?
Are you disabled?
At that moment, no.
No. Are you disabled?
Overruled.
Are you disabled? Yes or no?
At that moment, When you're pregnant, I'm very disabled. You want me to tell you the things I can't do?
Fine. What was your disability on February 24th of 2018? What was your disability?
I was pregnant. I couldn't protect myself, even if I wanted to. She's like twice my size.
No problem. Let me ask you this. How many
Counsel,
months pregnant were
you?
you?
Need to wait for the answer.
Okay, yes.
You done, man?
How many months pregnant were you?
I was around 13 to 12 weeks.
Months? 4 months? 3 months? 3 to 4 months. Fair enough? Did you have a bulging belly?
No, I didn't.
Did Miss Imani Ellis know that you were pregnant?
Objection calls for speculation.
Do you know if Imani Ellis knew that you were pregnant when you walked out of that elevator?
No, I didn't know. But she knows that I'm a patient. When you're a patient to go see a medical anything, you shouldn't even try to fight nobody. You don't know what disability they have.
Okay. Now let me ask you this question. When you say you were disabled, were you disabled in your upper extremity, your arms? Were your arms disabled? The reason I'm asking is I want to make it very clear for everybody that your arms can go up and down, and they could go up and down now, and they could go up and down on that day as well. You agree to this?
Objection, argumentative, asked and answered in a different way, and I guess that's fine.
I'll let you can answer this once. Please don't ask it again.
If my arms were disabled? No, my arms weren't disabled. No.
Can you raise your arms up?
Objection, Your Honor.
Can you? You don't have to do it physically. I'm saying, are you able to do it?
Yes.
And on that day, you were able to do it as well, correct?
If I wanted to, yes.
Okay. That's all I'm asking. Aside from your disability of being 3 to 4 months pregnant, did you have any other disabilities?
No.
Do you have a disabled placard? Are you legally disabled in any way?
Why don't you move on, counsel?
And the hoodie that you had on, what color was it? Was it black, white, yellow, purple, pink?
I really don't remember.
And was the hoodie over your head or
yes.
no? You wore it for what reason over your head? To protect your identity?
It could be I don't really want people to recognize me. My hair not done. My makeup not done. I probably just woke up. A lot of reasons.
And when you went there in the afternoon at 1:30 p.m., had you just woken up at that moment? Well, shortly before 1:30 p.m. on a Saturday?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
When you went to the building at 1:30 p.m., were you fasting or you had eaten something before you went to see the doctor?
Sustained.
Now, when you saw Miss Imani Ellis and you got out of the elevator, I'm not asking who did what. I'm asking, was there any contact between you and her of any kind? What that means is fingers to fingers, shoes to shoes, knees to knees, any contact between you and Imani Ellis of any kind. Was there? Yes or no?
No.
So she didn't touch you, correct?
No.
So if somebody comes here and testifies that she did do something to you physically, you disagree with that testimony, or you will, correct?
She didn't touch me.
Okay.
She didn't get to touch me. No. She was going to touch me, but she didn't get to touch
When
me.
you say she was going to touch you, how do you know that? You
Because
assume?
we were chest to chest at one point.
So then your chest did touch, right?
I'll say that, but you did say when I got off the elevator,
Okay.
we walked a little bit. That's when we got chest to chest. When we got off the elevator, we didn't do no contact.
I understand. So here's how we're going to do this. The date of the incident is February 24th of 2018. You agree?
Yes.
Now I'm going to talk to you about the whole day. Not just the minute you got off the elevator. When I say the whole day, from the moment you got off the elevator, you saw Amani Ellis, you had your fight with her, whether it was verbal or not. At some point, she went away and you went away.
Mm-hmm.
So during that segment of time of your life, which was how many minutes in your opinion? 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute?
It was probably like a minute 45. It was so quick.
Perfect.
It was really quick.
Perfect. So from during the 1 minute and 45 seconds.
No. I didn't say 1 minute
You know,
45
we haven't had a question yet. Please phrase one that's intelligible.
During the few minutes, or 1 minute, or whatever minutes it was that you were with Amani Ellis, during that period of time of your life and her life, during that segment, just told us now, during that time period, at some point, you were chest to chest. You agree?
Yes.
There was physical contact between her chest and your chest, correct?
Yes.
Now, when you had the chest-to-chest contact, at that moment, were you angry?
I was mostly nervous.
Were you angry?
Yes, I was angry.
How angry were you?
Depends on the level of angry, to be
Right.
honest with you.
Let's talk about the level. I'm going to go from a scale of 1 to 10. On the scale of 1 to 10, what was the level of your anger when you were chest to chest with this person?
Objection.
On the date of the incident.
Sorry, objection taken, ambiguous.
You were at a high level of anger when you were chest to chest with her, correct?
Objection, argumentative.
I don't think I was like on a high level of angry. I was more on a high level of concern. Very concerned.
And why were you concerned?
Because I'm pregnant and this girl's about to beat my ass. Hello?
Hello. Hello, I'm here. So, when she was going to beat you, like you just testified, what did she do to have you believe that she was going to beat you? What did she do?
She was on my face, chest to chest, and while we arguing, she's backing me. So we practically arguing, and I'm backing, and she's like walking forward.
Right. And she's, you said she's bigger than you, is that correct?
Absolutely.
How do you know that?
I mean, look.
I'm looking, I don't agree with that. What is your basis? Are you saying she's physically bigger, she's taller?
I mean, you have her medical records,
I don't
right?
have anything. I'm asking you the question.
I mean, I was 130 pounds at that time.
So she's overweight, right? In your opinion.
Objection, relevant.
She's a little.
You don't need to answer me.
Okay. Did you make fun of her that she was overweight when you were there in the hallway?
I don't think so.
Did you call her fat?
No, I was calling her. Yes.
Do you think that's respectful to call a security guard?
Objection, relevant.
Is that how you talk to everybody?
Objection.
Now, you said you felt, I don't know the words. Let's go back to it. Did you feel scared, threatened, afraid at the moment your chest was touching?
Absolutely.
You were scared?
Absolutely.
And you had your cell phone on you, right?
I did, but she's in my face.
That's fine.
Just focus on the question and just answer.
Did you use your cell phone to call Karan Newton, your security guard, who was downstairs, or the police?
Objection.
Did you call anybody for help?
Overruled.
When I got inside the doctor's office and I said like on the little bed thing, I told him, yo, you wouldn't even believe what just happened. Meet me downstairs when I leave. I'm gonna call you when I leave.
Okay. If you were really scared and really afraid, isn't it true that you could have called your security guards to come upstairs and help you? Or you could have called the police. That was a possibility because you had your phone in your hand, correct?
Objection. Compound mischaracterizes the testimony for the phone was in my hand.
Assisting.
You had your phone in your pocket on the date of the incident?
Objection, relevance.
Assisting.
Can we agree that you didn't call your security guard to help you after the incident, correct? To help you. You did call him, but you didn't call him to come upstairs.
I apologize. I thought it was mischaracterized the testimony.
Over.
I didn't call him to help me. It was already done. It was done.
Okay, now let's talk about the fingernails. Okay, fingernails.
Something new?
Well, I want to show a couple of things about the fingernails. So this side of the ruler, okay, is 2 centimeters. You need to bring it closer. Can you see it from there?
Objection, Your Honor. You went over this yesterday.
I'm sorry.
2 centimeters. You know the size of 2 centimeters? How big it is?
As an answer, yes.
I have like an understanding of how it would be. Yeah.
2 centimeters. It's a little bit less than an inch. Okay? Now, Miss Imani Ellis had a scar to her face of 2 centimeters long, and she received plastic surgery for that. And my question to you is, did you at any time see a scar on Miss Imani Ellis's face, or a cut, or a scrape, at any time during the time of the incident?
No. And she couldn't get a scratch from me because I didn't touch her.
I understand that's what you're saying. I get it. Did you look at Miss Imani Ellis's left cheek at any time during the incident? Did you specifically look for that because you thought there might be a scar on her face? Or did you not look?
Objection. Compound and relevant.
Existing.
Did you look at Miss Imani Ellis's face when you were arguing with her at the time of the incident?
I was looking at her face, but I wasn't looking like, she got a pimple on her face? No, I wasn't looking at her details or anything.
So if she had a scar on her face or cut, you wouldn't be able to know because you weren't focusing on it, correct?
Objection. Call strike for testimony relevance.
Assisting. Counsel, she's a fact witness. She didn't see a scar. Why don't you move on?
That's right. You testified yesterday that when you go to get your nails done, you tell your nail person to be careful not to make your nails too sharp. Do you remember saying that?
Yes.
Do you tell them that every time you go to get your nails done?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
Did you tell your nail person that before you had your nails done, just before this incident?
I didn't have to because of the shape. So the shape that I had that week, it wasn't like a shape that is like harming. It was like a square coffin shape. So it didn't have like no points or like sharp edges and stuff like that. I mean, there's pictures of me of that week everywhere. So.
Do you have a picture now with you? Do your attorneys have it?
Yes.
The nails that you have on now, are they sharp and pointy?
I don't consider them that. No.
You consider them pointy?
No.
Can those nails that you have on now, can they become sharp to the point where they could cut somebody if you were to scratch them?
Sustained.
Did you see any skin or any blood underneath your fingernail after the incident? Any of your fingernails?
There was no physical incident for me to even see nothing like that.
That's not what I'm asking. I'm saying if you saw anything.
No.
Okay. Did any of your fingernails break after the incident?
No.
All 10 of them were in perfect condition?
Yes.
When you went to see the doctor, Dr. Finke, did he look at your fingernails? Did he go over that with you?
No.
Did you even bring it up to him?
No, I just told him, like, it's like, this is your security? This is your security?
Besides your chest-to-chest touching, did anything else touch?
No.
Okay, and you're a firstborn child?
To my mother, yes.
Okay, and you have other siblings, other brothers and sisters? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes, ma'am? Is that a yes?
Yes. Sorry.
Okay, and as you testified yesterday that the baby in your stomach that was 4 months or 3 to 4 months old was your first child, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And you've had other children, correct?
After? Yes.
Your Honor, relevance?
Sustained.
Okay. Now, back to the words. I asked you yesterday if you used the N-word, if you called Miss Imani Ellis the N-word. You said you did not, correct?
No, I didn't.
Okay. But you've said that word before in your lifetime, correct?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
And in your music, you actually say it many times, correct?
Objection,
Counsel,
relevance.
move on.
First Amendment.
Do you know what the word ghetto means?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Relevance.
Did Miss Imani Ellis call you ghetto?
I don't remember.
If someone called you ghetto, would that make you angry?
Objection, relevance.
Overruled.
Me?
Yeah.
If somebody calls me ghetto? It depends on how you're using it, but I don't really feel offended if you call me ghetto.
Did Imani Ellis tell you that you're stupid?
Your Honor, relevance.
Overruled.
I really don't remember. She did. She was cursing at me though.
What were the words that she used?
You're gonna get the out of my building. You're gonna get the out of my building. I can do whatever the I want. And then it's like when I was telling her, like, it's like, why you was recording me? She's like, it's my phone. It's my phone. You're in my building. That's what she was telling me. And she was like, she also was saying, like, cause I don't give a f who you are. I don't give a f who you are.
Okay. And you remember her telling you that?
I remember that.
Those exact words?
Yes.
And did that make you angry?
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay. When you get angry, you black out and maybe not realize what happens next?
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance.
Do you know if you blacked out on the date of the incident? At any time?
Sustained.
All right. And when you were yelling back and forth, and you were speaking and yelling and screaming, you were, correct?
See?
You were yelling and screaming at each other,
Yes.
correct? When you were doing that, did your spit come out of your mouth and go onto Imani Ellis?
I don't think so. No.
But it's possible, right?
Objection.
Because when you're speaking, sometimes you use many, many words, the spit comes out, correct?
Objection.
You agree with this?
I'm sorry, what's the objection?
Well, relevance, Your Honor.
Overruled.
You can answer.
I'm not sure. I don't think so. I don't think it'd be happening. I don't know.
Could it be that Miss Imani Ellis was not recording you with her phone?
Objection.
Is that a possibility?
Objection called for speculation.
Sustained.
Aside from what you've just told us now about the recording, is there anything else that you have? Any other testimony about how you know Miss Imani Ellis was recording you with her phone?
She told me when I told her, why are you recording me? She said, oh, my bad. practically apologized.
Did she apologize to you?
If you say, "Oh my bad," when I'm telling you why you're recording me, to me that means you're recording me, and it's right there, right now. It's on my face.
Well,
not on my face, literally on my face. I'm trying to be as detailed as possible, but she had it right here on her chest, like this.
And when Miss Imani Ellis told you to leave the building, you refused to leave, correct?
Correct.
And at that point, you were trespassing, correct?
Objection, Your Honor.
Assisting.
Where did you go? Did you leave the building? Did you go to your doctor's office? Where did you go next?
To my doctor's office.
And where did Miss Imani Ellis go?
I don't know.
Did she see you walk into the doctor's office?
Objection, false speculation.
Assisting.
Did you see Miss Imani Ellis when you walked into your doctor's office?
Did I saw her?
Right.
We was arguing. The receptionist came out. She got in between us. They were like, kind of like, she was like trying to calm her down. The doctor was already coming out, and he was like, go to my office. So I'm like, after that, I just went to his office and I never seen her again.
Okay. And when this, how long after, from the moment you saw Miss Imani Ellis, how long after did the doctor think he come out of his office? Was it in the middle, towards the end? Can you give us an estimate of time?
Can you repeat that a little better?
Sure. So, just for argument's sake, I'm going to estimate the time was 2 minutes. I'm not saying it was. It could have been half a minute. Just for argument. So during the 2 minutes that you and her were outside in the hallway, screaming at each other, whatever you were doing, for those 2 minutes, how long after the 2 minutes, how long from the beginning of the 2 minutes to the end did Dr. Finke come in? So he could have came in at 59 seconds, 119 seconds, 1 second. Do you understand my question?
But it wasn't 2 minutes, though.
Time out. Sorry. Go ahead.
It wasn't.
I'll withdraw the question.
All right.
All right. Let's do it again. How many seconds, I need to know this, how many seconds were you and Miss Imani Ellis in the hallway? Let's just pick a time. You pick it.
I'll say from like the beginning all the way to like walking down, it had to be like a minute or less.
Okay. And you say walking down, you mean walking into Dr. Finke's office or leaving the building?
Excuse me?
When you say walking down where?
Remember, I got off the elevator, so I'm walking, trying to find the room, the office. So in between that was like the minute there. Okay. Like I feel, I like the verbal dispute, it had to be like 20 seconds of that.
Okay. Fine. When did Dr. Finke come out of his office?
At the end.
When it was all done, correct?
Mm-hmm. Well, when Tiara was calming down, she was still like screaming and like trying to explain herself to Tiara. I just walked away.
All right. When you got off the elevator, was there anyone else in that hallway or in that vicinity?
No.
And how long did it take before Tiara came out?
How long did it take?
And that's Tiara Malcolm.
Yes.
What's your best estimate?
Like 40 seconds at most, or like 50 seconds, like around there. I don't know.
So you and Miss Imani Ellis were alone for approximately 40 to 50 seconds before anybody came out into the hallway, correct?
Yes.
And in those 40 to 50 seconds, anything could have happened.
Objection.
Right?
Assisting.
You could have scratched her face, you could have cut her face in those 40 seconds.
Counsel, we're not going to engage in speculation. If you have fact questions to ask her, please do so.
When you had the fingernails on that day, what color were the fingernails? Do you remember?
They were like
Green?
No. They were like orangey.
Oh. And you said that there were some kind of flat, I don't know, stones on them?
Yes.
Were those flat stones on all 10 fingernails?
Most likely, yes.
Were the 10 fingernails all the same size? And had the same exact stones on them?
Mm-hmm.
So if there was one stone,
Yes.
if there was one stone, it would be one stone times 10, or is one might have 3 stones, another one may have 1 stone. Do the stones change?
Objection. Vague, ambiguous, calls for speculation.
What do you call them? The things that you said yesterday. What did you call them that were on your fingernail?
Flat rhinestone.
Flat rhinestones. Were any of them sharp?
Not if they're flat, they're not sharp. If they're like 3D, like popping up, they sharp. But if they're flat, they're not sharp.
Okay. And do you ever wear the ones that are 3D?
Objection, relevant.
Were you wearing the ones that were 3D on the date of the incident?
No.
At any time?
No.
And how do you know that those rhinestones that are 3D, how do you know they're sharp? Why did you just tell us that now?
Counsel, why are we talking about things that she didn't testify she was wearing?
Do you remember how many rhinestones were on each fingernail? If it was 1, 2, or 3?
Objection, ask and answer.
Sustained.
Aside from that day, the date of the incident, which was February 24th of 2018, aside from that day, have you ever seen Miss Imani Ellis either before or after that day?
No. Honest truth, I wouldn't even recognize, like, I totally forgot how she looked until I came here again. Like,
Well, isn't everything you just told us the honest truth?
yes.
Now, when Miss Tiara Malcolm came outside, she came outside, it was about 40 to 50 seconds, and she came out first, right?
Mm-hmm.
How long after that?
Yes.
How long after that piece did the doctor come out? Because he came out after her, right? They didn't come out together, did they?
Tiara?
I withdraw. Piece of time. But anyway, when Tiara Malcolm came outside, did she come by herself or with the doctor or someone else?
She came out by herself.
So how long after she came out did the doctor come out?
He came out like 4 to 5 seconds later, 3 seconds later.
When Tiara Malcolm came outside, how did she get between the two of you if you were chest to chest?
She literally, she was like, "What are you guys doing? What's going on? And what's going on?" And then she was like, "This just hit me. This just hit me. I'm about to f her up." And I'm just like, I was so confused because it's like, no, I didn't. Like, I didn't hit you. And then that's when like Finky came out, and he's like, what's going on? Go to my office. So I just like went to his office and stuff like that. Like, that's it. It's done.
Right, but you testified that Tiara Malcolm at some point was in between the two of you.
Yes.
Yeah. You got a hamburger bun with a hamburger.
Yeah.
She was the hamburger, and the two of you were the buns, correct?
Yeah.
Right. How did the hamburger get inside the bun?
I'm not sure if I gave her space or one of us gave her space. She wasn't like really like in. She was just like, "What are you guys doing? What is this?" And then she just got in the middle because she just was like going crazy. I don't know where she just turned up like.
And you just testified now that Imani Ellis was yelling that you hit her,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
She was saying that.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't hit her.
No.
Did you take a swing at her?
No.
When Miss Tiara Woods was in between the two of you, did you try to take a swing over Miss Tiara Woods?
No.
How tall are you?
So I don't know who Tiara Woods is, but
Tiara Malcolm, I apologize. Tiara Malcolm. How tall are you? How tall are you?
How tall I am?
Yeah.
5'3".
Okay, how about on that date of the incident when you had your shoes on? Were they flats? Were they heels? What was it?
Slightly flats.
So, and do you know how tall Miss Imani Ellis is?
No.
When you were standing face to face, were your eyes like the same level, or did she look taller? Did she look shorter? What is your recollection?
We was face to face, so she's practically like my height, or just much taller, but she was practically like my height. But she is like
what? Say it.
Security heavy.
What does security heavy mean? Just tell us. There's no harm. What does that mean?
Like she just looks a little like she could protect the building type big. You know what I'm saying? She just looked more developed than me.
Okay. And aren't security guards to be more developed than you?
assisting.
Did you at any time tell Miss Imani Ellis that you were pregnant?
No.
That building, you agree, is not Cedars-Sinai Hospital, correct?
Objection, my submission. Also, this was covered in...
I withdraw the question. The building you were in was a medical building, correct?
Yes.
But it wasn't a hospital.
No.
Was it a hospital?
No.
And there's all type of different tenants that are in the building, right?
Objection, last submission.
Do you know if there were other tenants that had offices in that building?
Objection, relevance.
You were on the 5th floor, correct?
Yes.
And when you were walking down the hall, there were other doors there, correct? It wasn't just Dr. Finke. There was other different offices there, correct?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
When you were getting angry, did you believe that your anger would harm your baby?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
When you went to see Dr. Finke, did you tell him, I got so angry right now, something happened, whatever you told, is it harmful to my baby? Did you ask him?
Objection.
Sustained. Counsel, do you have anything in there?
Earlier, well, I'll withdraw that. Did you post anything about the incident of February 24th, 2018 on the internet?
Objection, relevance.
Overruled.
I think I said something because around that time she did went live and said something, and my fans caught it, and she was just practically saying like all of these lies about me and stuff like that, and I was like, I did not touch that girl at all. I never really got into details about it.
And when she was posting things, she was telling other people that you assaulted her or hit her or did something physical, correct?
Objection, relevance.
Overruled.
Yes.
And then you replied and posted things as well, correct?
Yes.
Do you remember what you posted?
I don't think I posted something. I'm not even sure if it was a comment or like if I did like a live or something. It had to be quick. I was like, that's a fucking lie. Out of here, trying to get some money.
What was that?
I said, that's a fucking lie. Out of here, just trying to get some money.
Who's trying to get some money?
She is.
How do you know that?
Because she sued me for $24 million.
Did you sue her?
No.
Could you have sued her?
Objection, relevant.
Sustained.
Did you ever apologize on those internet or emails or whatever you posted? Did you ever on the posts apologize for anything that you did that day?
Objection, relevant.
Sustained.
Argumentative.
Do you feel by using all those words you should have apologized?
Objection, relevant.
Sustained.
Are you aware that your security guard spoke to Imani Ellis in the lobby shortly after this incident? Are you aware of that?
Last foundation.
Over.
I'm not aware of that. He didn't tell me he talked to her.
Okay. Are you aware that your security guard, Karan Newton, on the day of the incident, apologized to Miss Ellis on your behalf?
Objection.
Sustained.
Did your security guard tell you that he apologized to Miss Ellis on your behalf at any time?
Objection. Asked and answered. Argumentative. Last foundation.
Sustained.
Have you ever been assaulted and battered in your life?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Have you ever been abused in your life?
Counsel, if you're out of questions, you can pass the questioning.
Did you know that by your actions you took away the feeling of safety for Imani Ellis?
All right. Counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you done?
I have a few more questions.
Have them be fact-based.
Yes, Your Honor. And do you agree that this incident, which we're talking about, and why we're all here today, is occurred 7.5 years ago? Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Okay, and that's 2,741 days ago, based on my math.
Relevant, Your Honor.
Sustained.
How do you remember all of these details that you gave us from 2,741 days ago?
Objection. As to the days.
Over.
You can answer.
I mean, I remember like the basics. I don't remember like the whole. I remember the basics. Like it was, but it's not really much to remember. It was a in and out thing.
All right, and have you ever used your nails to scratch yourself? Like if you get a bug bite, have you ever done that before?
Objection, Your Honor. Relevant.
Sustained.
Did you have any jewelry on you at the time of the incident, whether it was on your hands or your neck?
Objection. Asked and answered. Relevant.
Sustained.
When you were in the hallway, did you block Miss Ellis from leaving? Even if it was for 1 second?
No.
Did she block you from leaving?
Yes. She blocked me from moving. She was right in my face. She was right in my face.
Okay. And when you were standing there, were you pointing? I'm sorry. Were you facing Dr. Finke's office or a different side? Do you understand the question?
Objection. Negative.
I withdraw the question. When this whole thing happened, did you start to move around in a circle, or were you standing physically the same spot the whole time?
Objection. Asked and answered. I think we covered it.
Sustained.
When you say that she was blocking you, were you facing towards Dr. Finke's office? Yes?
Objection. Sustained.
Karan Newton, how long was he your security guard as of the date of the incident?
Objection.
For how long?
Sustained.
Would you consider yourself a peaceful person?
Objection. Sustained.